Hail Satan. What is going on, everybody? Good evening, hello, and welcome to XBL episode 61, I think it is. I don't know. It's been a busy week. How is everybody doing? How are you finding post Xbox showcase? Are you excited? Have you got an erection? Let us know. Tell us now, Ash. How's your week going, sir?
Yeah, good so far. Good. Been busy. Been playing some stuff. Been nice not to be doing live streams every single night of the week like last week. So I wasn't going to be here, but I thought let's just do it just to wind you up and stick even more people on the show. But here I am. There's more to come, people. There's going to be more people showing up shortly.
Yeah.
So keep your eye out.
Back from the dead. Hello, sir. How is your week going?
I'm doing great. Been playing a Diablo 4 and got into a few hours of Persona 5 last night and this morning.
Nice.
Working on a few different videos that hopefully I'll be able to get up either later this week or next week.
Awesome. Jenna, it's been a while, mate. How are you? Great. It's good to have you here, mate. Fucking, there's punctual.
Without me, because it cut out for a second.
What a fucking asshole.
Was it me?
Yes, Jenna, it was you. How are you doing, sir?
The sound completely cut out. Back from the dead was saying, I've been... And then nothing, and all I heard was, you. Yeah, I'm good. Struggling with the heat. It's a bit warm in the UK at the moment. I'm sure some people have mentioned it online.
You don't get no heat in Wales. Don't lie.
You don't get no heat. The sheep absorb it all. But no, I've really, I've had a good week. Been playing a lot of games. Enjoyed the Xbox showcase, and yeah, things are going
Awesome. Good. Fantastic. BMG, how are you, sir?
Why is my name Right Said Fred?
Because you're the
king of the Crystal Maze. All right. Oh, yeah. All good. Just been busy with work. Constantly working. It's a busy time for me, so it's
nice.
Just non-stop. But yeah, all good. Glad to see the Jinner's not completely dead, and he's graced us with his presence from his shed.
He comes on once a year. And he's got to be gone by fucking midnight.
Yeah,
when the star wears off and he loses his physical form again.
Turns into a pumpkin.
Yeah.
he's looking like one. Orange and round, bless him.
Sergeant Studmuffin, how are you?
Happiness.
Pretty good, and yourself?
Yeah, I'm groovy. Groovy.
Nice.
Yeah. So, it's been a bit of a crazy week, isn't it? Should we get into it?
Yeah, let's do
Xbox Showcase. What's everybody's thoughts and impressions?
It had games. It had lots of games. It was a welcome relief after a large amount of absolutely pants shows, one after the other. We had the PlayStation one, which was pants. We had the Summer Games Fest, which was 2 hours of my life I'll never get back. There was the Devolver Showcase, which is normally amazing, which was pants. There was a couple that were good, like the Wholesome Direct was good, and was it Tribeca? Was it that one? We watched one live. What was the one we watched? Fimbrel, no. We were watching something, and it was really good in the end. Can't remember what it was called.
Anime porn.
I can't remember. One of the showcases we watched, and it was pretty good. But the Capcom show
was that the indie showcase?
Maybe the Capcom show was bad. The Ubisoft show was all right. So the Xbox showcase was a nice reprieve after covering all of these terrible shows all week. I mean, I'm not saying the games were terrible across all of the shows. There was some great games shown off at every single show. It's just that one particular showcase was the only one that I was like, wow, I was enthralled through the entire thing from start to finish. Whereas all the others were, a bit naff, pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I'm going to find out what this other showcase was. It's going to annoy me now that I've forgotten what it was called. So, the Guerrilla Collective. The Guerrilla Collective showcase wasn't bad either. So, if you didn't watch that, you can watch me react to it on our channel if you really want to. You're a bit out of date, but it's there. It's there for people who do, for some reason, want to watch a weekend game show. But that one was all right. But the rest of them, shocking from start to finish.
Yeah, that's fair. Anyone else? Anyone else want to say what they thought about the showcase?
Yeah, Star Wars Outlaws was great. That surprised the hell out of me. I love that game.
Yeah, it did look good. And I did catch the gameplay of on the Ubisoft show, and it looks fantastic.
Yeah, people say what they want about Ubisoft, but Ubisoft has been dropping some decent games, at least in their upcoming lineup. With Assassin's Creed Mirage, and then of course Star Wars Outlaws. I am a fan of the Crew Motorfest, Motorstorm, Motorsport, whatever the hell it is, the copy of Forza Horizon. That's cool. I love racing games, so I'm looking forward to the Crew game as well.
That's fair.
Yeah, I must admit, I'm looking forward to that Crew game. It literally is just a dirty rip-off of Horizon, but I'm all for that, really.
Yeah.
It fills that gap now till Horizon comes out, so...
I was reading an article. I can't even think who wrote it. It might have been Kotaku that said, PlayStation finally has a Forza Horizon. And I'm like, does it?
Yep.
I think it might have been Kotaku. But yeah. That was
playing the first Crew was pretty good. The first Crew was pretty good. The second Crew was awful. So we'll have to see what this one's like. But the last one was pretty bad.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of those studios. Also,
has a Forza Horizon. What a fucking headline to run with.
No, I mean, Ubisoft Showcase was okay, but the issue with that was it would have been nice if the devs would have talked over the gameplay versus taking a 5-minute speech between games. And a lot of their games were showed off already, other showcases, so there really wasn't any surprise to be had in there. I mean, I was excited the first time that I saw the new 2D Prince of Persia game. Thought the art style looked really cool, and see what comes out of that. But it was already showed off, so by the time you've seen it the second or third time, it doesn't have the same impact that their showcase as your first impression. And Mirage, I already knew about that. Wasn't crazy about it because I didn't care for the first couple of Assassin's Creed games until they got more open world, where you have more variety in what you could do, and they want a little bit less stealth and give you options. Versus then in Valhalla, they want, in my opinion, they went a little bit too far into you can't even stealth attack camp anymore. So it seems. To me, it's just a huge step back in Mirage, but that's more for the original.
Yeah,
Mirage has the first couple games.
Mirage has me a lot more excited than the last 3 Assassin's Creeds have. If I'm honest, I prefer that original stealth approach. And that was the one thing I hated about Valhalla was it was pointless to try and play stealthy because it just wouldn't work.
Oh, yeah, you go into the middle of the camp and you had to blow a horn to call 10 people in.
Yeah. But I hated that. Like even the challenges, because they had those mastery challenges of like hunter, but your bow and arrow, then you got your stealth ones, and then your your melee ones. The fucking stealth ones were damn near impossible because they've just made it so pointless. It's just easier to run in and just smash heads with a fucking mace than it is to try and play stealthy.
And I mean, I love the Xbox showcase coming in pretty strong with Fable. I only played that a little bit back in the day on 360, so them refreshing and giving it a new look, but keeping the same humor looks just hilarious. So see what comes out of that, and then you go on to already talked a little bit about Star Wars Outlaws. And they were saying that that's going to be a open world game. So it'll be interesting to see like what the gameplay loop is as far as that. And is that going to have different pieces of gear? Are you going to be shifting out more stuff like you would in Assassin's Creed? And how's the story going to play out there? And then one of them that really shocked me was I was hoping to see what Compulsion was working on, but yeah, South of Midnight looks really fantastic. Love the whole humor and the music they got in there. And if you go check it out, Xbox Wire has an article where they talk about the overall vision of the game. They go over how, with a couple of the devs, how they're talking about in the trailer you see she's looking for this monster. Well, basically, she's going to be the main character. She's going to be hunting down different monsters that are from Southern folklore. So, something different. And they're also mixing in real aspects of historical stuff from the South, the United States. So, interesting to see what they pull out of there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Fantastic, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks really, really, really good. That was probably one of the ones that
I had a fucking coffin fit. An engine as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's one of those ones that I obviously we weren't expecting, but it's one of the highlights of that show for me, definitely. I hope that actual final game looks like that sort of style. The like the weird sort of like puppetry sort of wooden
the
look.
stop motion.
Yeah, it looks really good, really good.
Like one of the things that called my attention. By the way, hello, how are you guys doing? But yeah, one of the things that called my attention.
Faberant.
One of the things that caught my attention when it comes to that game is the fact that the historical things coming from the south of the United States, New Orleans, and etc. Like it's because I don't know if the guy playing the guitar he's a villain or something like that, or just a character that you meet. But like the guy playing guitar gave me a lot of the vibes of the awesome movie called Crossroads, where you see a blues singer and guitar player that sold his soul to the devil so he could play guitar amazingly. So it gave me totally that vibe. I am quite excited for that game, honestly.
Well, they actually explained who he is in the article they did when they interviewed the devs. Something called an Archon, which you're going to see multiple characters throughout the game that are kind of in that vein that you'll meet along hunting down different folklore monsters.
Nice. Sounds cool. Jenna,
so what
did you think about the showcase?
Awesome. It was really good. I was probably
nice talks.
When we used to talk about it. When we used to talk about it, I was probably one of the least excited for Starfield. I thought, it'd be okay, but I wouldn't have time for that type of game, and those games are behind me. But after watching the 40 whatever minute deep dive of it, my God, I'm hyped now. It just looks incredible. I was watching it with my friends who, they play Xbox and stuff, but they're maybe not like hardcore gamers, if you like. They don't play a lot of the big releases. They play COD and other games a lot, and they were sat there watching it, and they were just blown away by everything you could do in the game and how mad this is. A point where they're looking forward to it as well. So your Bethesda games don't only have a hardcore audience, but this one's so massive in scope and has so many aspects. It seems to have drawn everyone into it with just how ambitious it is. So, yeah, I'm really hyped for Starfield now.
Awesome.
Yeah, and Fable looked amazing. I can't wait to see
I'm the same way.
It did.
I'm the same way with Starfield. I didn't really give a shit until I watched that direct. There's so much shit to do in it. Like, so much shit to do in it. But a part of me is just like, it's No Man's Skyrim. It's No Man's Skyrim.
What did you think about what did you think about the 30 frames per second, though, Redders?
I mean, I'm disappointed by it, but we all saw it coming. I knew his second day said cinematic. I was like, yep, 30 FPS confirmed. But yeah, I think it looks great. But obviously 60 FPS is the gold standard, and
I mean, but would you say that it's impossible for it to happen?
I think there's too much shit going on here.
A patch adding 60 FPS in the future.
I don't know. I think there's too much shit going on in it to have a
Well,
60 FPS
well,
on console.
well,
There's a
you
lot
could-
of shit to it.
Well, you could say the same thing about Skyrim, but they managed to bring the next gen update with 60 FPS anyways.
True, but I think graphics are a lot more
They did
demanding now than they were
They
back
did a
then.
Plague Tale recently as well.
You know
Yeah,
what
that's true.
though?
They just got 60 FPS patch.
I think Bethesda Softworks isn't capable of 60 frames per second locked, but someone like id Software would. I don't think Bethesda Softworks is the best studio under the Bethesda umbrella. I just don't. It is absolutely on fire.
That's the problem.
Look at Doom Eternal. How fucking fast that shit runs. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I'm more
Yeah, it
excited
doesn't help
to
they're
start
running
it
on
now, for sure.
that engine, which people have been saying is dog shit since the 360 days.
I'll tell you one thing I find really hilarious about Fable are the arguments of they're making really unattractive female protagonists. And I'm like, you clearly don't understand.
It's
the
a
whole point of
British
it.
character.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's what I find really funny about it. Like British stereotypical medieval women were ugly. But that's I don't think they understand what they're trying to do. So like seeing people like kick off because the main character's ugly. Well, fucking that's the point. Like, do you know what I mean? That's the one thing I found really frustrating with the whole Fable thing.
and like if you notice what the giants, the vegetable enthusiast, is saying about heroes, her character looks like what he's talking about heroes. With their big bone cheeks and their swords, and like she has the same characteristics of what he's describing. And once again, it's a British game
Yeah.
with British humor by a British studio. So guess what?
It's crazy, isn't it? I hate this idea that female protagonists are shit unless there's something that you can masturbate to. Like it's fucking crazy. It's just crazy.
That's what JRPG is for.
People kicking off at Aloy as well. And
JRPGs and Street Fighter.
Yeah,
that kind of shit.
Mental.
Right?
Yeah. So Fabio, what did you think of the showcase?
I think it was great. I think again, like there wasn't much competition when it comes to the showcases that we had before. Like Summer Game Fest was what you could expect from Summer Game Fest. The PlayStation Showcase was mid at best, but I was quite surprised with the way that they decided to go with the show because I wasn't expecting for the show to be that mid, and I didn't I didn't want to watch anything else besides the Xbox Game Showcase. But what they showed was great. I, I am excited for the new IPs that they announced. I am excited for the kind of release dates that they showed as well because some had complete release dates, others just told us the year. But I am excited with how full 2024 is going to be. Like it's not just we are showing Avowed, we are showing Hellblade, and you still have no clue of when this thing is going to happen. Like everyone was complaining about why are you announcing games and not showing us anything else besides the CGI, neither gameplay, neither the release dates. When this thing going to be released? I mean, but the thing that I was quite surprised is that like we are missing for something like 5 days until season 4 of Halo Infinite, and we didn't get any trailer of it.
Good.
Like I mean, I was quite surprised with that. Yeah, I know that but Gears of War didn't show up as well. Yeah, but Gears of War doesn't have anything teased. It doesn't have any content being announced or something that was said by the coalition saying, keep an eye out for this and that. No. 343 was saying season 4 all the time. So What happened for them to not show the trailer that they released yesterday? I have no idea. Because I think it could be very beneficial for Halo to show their trailer of Season 4 at the Xbox Game Showcase because, oh, here you go, guys. Season 4 is bringing back Infection, is bringing the career progress as well as new weapon models that you can customize. I don't know if their idea was that this trailer is not big enough for that kind of showcase, but I think it would be fine.
See,
You
I
know
would.
Well,
Sorry, go on.
I'm sorry. What I was going to say is a lot of the big criticism we've had about the Xbox brand thus far has been, it's been that there hasn't been a lot other than Halo and Forza. So I kind of feel like even though they had the content ready for Halo Season 4, they didn't want that to take some of the emphasis away from other stuff they were trying to show. In my opinion, that's kind of why they didn't show it at the showcase.
No, like I totally understand what people like Paris or Colt Eastwood were saying, that it is good that it didn't show Halo and Gears and Forza Horizon because it shows more diversity and variety in terms of games for the Xbox library. But we've been having this for the previous showcases when Avowed, State of Decay, Fable were announced. We already had that type of variety. The only thing that we were complaining was about the CGI, no gameplay, and no release dates. And I think, honestly that if you do have a flagship title as Halo, because at the end of the day, Halo is the main franchise of Xbox. Halo is Xbox. Xbox is Halo. I think that they could benefit from that because Halo Infinite is doing well with the population that it has, but it could be much better if they hype it up. Like, do you guys remember when Sea of Thieves got released? People were complaining about the lack of content. It didn't have many people playing, and then E3 after E3, conference after conference, they were hyping up Sea of Thieves for, since the smallest new update to the big ones as the Pirates of the Caribbean expansion. I think they could do something as well for Halo Infinite to increase the population. I'm not saying that it's going to go back to 20 million players. Of course, it's not going to go back to that. Like, that was release date hype, goddammit. But I think it could very well benefit for the game as well as for the future of the franchise as well, because a lot of people for some reason were saying that Microsoft doesn't care anymore about Halo, and I just think they are wrong. But yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. As well as shout out to Infinite Umbra and Ham Solo for being here. Good evening, guys. How's it going? We're just talking about the Xbox Showcase. What did you guys think of it?
I'm just kind of wondering. By the way, thank you. Oh God.
Oh, what the? I
That
mean,
was all it about him.
Oh no.
Okay.
Did my voice change?
You just like, oh God.
No.
Oh god.
Okay.
Like,
So
are you having
I
are you
was-
having an orgasm? Is everything okay there?
No. See, I just plugged my headphones back in. Just got back from Kansas City. Was on a little staycation for a few days out there with the wife and whatnot. Back from the dead. I see you right there. Is he on camera or is he?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I wasn't sure if he is back from the dead or he's returning back to the dead. Because brother, I was like, is he there? Is he there? Oh, there he is. There he's moving again.
Oh,
what's up,
Jesus.
brothers? What's up, everybody here? I'm
He
happy
has
to be
mastered
here.
the art of staying perfectly still.
Man, he was staying so still. I was like, what is happening over here? But
Not
yeah.
very animated.
Hey, no, that's fine. If you watch enough of my podcast, you'll get that same feeling. Is Ham okay?
Mhm.
Is it still? Is this screen froze? No, I'm just boring as hell to stare at. But anyways, hello everybody on the panel. We got a large panel here, which is fantastic because I just got back. Like I said, I picked up some food, so in between y'all talking, I'm gonna mute myself and get to eating a little bit. But man, the showcase this last week, 9.5 out of 10 in my opinion.
Crazy, wasn't it?
That's what I gave it. I thought it was unbelievable. Other than like, only thing that bothered me was I wanted to see the actual fighting of Hellblade. I expected Sea of Thieves to be there. I expected 76 to be there. I don't like to knock showcases for them doing what they need to do is to continue to get money. Just like PlayStation when they showed off Destiny and whatnot. I was just like, I'm not going to dock them for that because they got to continue to make money off of that kind of stuff. Well, the thing is,
Destiny? I don't remember though.
it was right after Marathon. It was right after Marathon.
Oh,
They
okay.
showed Destiny. So I don't like to knock companies for doing that because, you know, because those are things that'll never change out of showcases. They're never going to take their money, you know, their cash cow, and they're not going to take it out of the showcase just to appease a few people. So I don't like to knock them for that, but man, that showcase was fantastic. I mean, Clockwork, come on.
Yeah.
That game looked insane.
BioShock Infinite, I thought.
South of Midnight, I'm ready to see what that's more about, and I want to see how deep they dig into some of the uncomfortable things that happens in the South. So I'm really interested in that. Let's see. Also, I mean, obviously, it goes without saying Starfield. I mean, I already dropped $300 on the Constellation Edition, so you don't have to ask me if I'm excited about that.
Are you excited about that?
Oh, just stop it. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot to unpack there. I could sit here and just, you know, spend another 10 minutes talking about it, but I'm sure we got to get moving around to the other people on the panel. So, in all due respect, continue.
Yeah, fellas.
Bro, what do you think?
Sorry, my apologies for getting here a bit late, but yeah, I
okay.
dozed off. The problems of working overnight, but yeah, man. I guess I'll give my thoughts on it when you guys get to me on it. I don't know what question we're on right now.
Yeah, Ron, you.
Yeah. Well, we just giving our like preliminary thoughts of the showcase.
Yeah,
or
just
what?
like, what did you think of it? Yeah.
Well, much like him, I gave it a 9, but it wasn't a 9.5, just a 9 out of 10, right? And much
I
like
agree.
him, it was the issue of not seeing, I would guess, combat for Hellblade 2. Just seeing her walk around and look in the water and all that was like, okay, it's beautiful. And you know, the part where she's walking, clearly that was the gameplay until it switched into the cutscenes kind of seamlessly. But we wanted to see combat. All of us did. You know, it's almost universal. And at this point, it's like, okay, we know that she's, you know, got these issues she's been dealing with since the first game. We know the
It's
sound
like Spider-Man in a way, right? It's like
Absolutely.
I already know I want it. I already know it's gonna look good, but like give me a reason to like be even more hyped. And what they showed was just like, I mean, the Unreal demo that they did earlier this year was just as exciting as what I just seen at that showcase with that.
Agreed.
So.
And it's just they could have went a bit further. Again, the game is going to look insane when it comes out because you can see it's beautiful. And you know, Unreal Engine 5, you know, if anybody knows me, I'm a big stan of Unreal Engine. So it's gorgeous and it's crazy to see how far they can go with it. But not seeing combat for that. South of Midnight, that was mentioned. Excited for that. I think that's going to be great. Now they were like, you know, in engine and all that, but I want to see actual what does it entail? We didn't see anything for that. We just know that she walked up to the zombie and everything. So we don't, you know, so for things like that. But it's not enough for me to be like, oh, let me take it down to an 8. No, that show was way too good to market anything less, in my opinion, than a 9. In my opinion, like an 8 is acceptable though, but I just wouldn't give it an 8, especially after we got that 45-minute breakdown of Starfield, which, by the way, just I don't know, man. I think if you watch that, even as a PlayStation fan, and I know they want to deny it in their hearts, but at least out loud, rather, but in their hearts, it touched them because it touched us.
Well,
Umbra, them hooves are hurting. They need some new. They need some new horseshoes, bro. They need some tough acting horse to acting. I don't know what's going on.
Hoove brothers, we feel for you. You know, and it's crazy to sit there and to deny. I just could not. I don't understand that mindset to sit there and be like, oh no, I don't like that. Oh, that's terrible. You know, and I have to constantly come online and denigrate a game. Imagine that reality. Like, how sad must that be to sit there and just be negative about a game all day? Like, I couldn't do it for PlayStation. I can't imagine how they can do that for Xbox or Nintendo or whatever. Yeah. It's just very weird behavior. But man, after seeing that breakdown, I'm completely sold. The game looks literally like 3 times better than what we last saw. This visually, like insanely better. Yeah. Like they explained, they talked about Todd Howard speaking on id Software improving the graphics. They didn't do that in the gun work, but that's what most of us assumed, that they worked with them on improving the gunplay. But no, they improved the graphics, and it shows there for sure. But kudos to Todd Howard and team for getting the gunplay better, because it looks dramatically better than what we saw it last time as well. I know it was contention around the 30 frames per second thing, but listen, I'm just going to be honest, man. I think it's fair to be disappointed in that we can't hit 60 with it. And you know, people are like, why is this happening? I got to get a computer. I don't think you have to, but I understand people who are upset with that or bothered by it. And it's not like the Xbox is not capable of hitting 60. We know it can, right? We know it can do 4K 60. We've seen it. Yeah. But you've never had a game as ambitiously big as Starfield.
There's so much shit going on with it, and like this
way too much.
I get it, but what makes me laugh is like when you think about how many people have played like Skyrim and how many people have played Fallout. I don't understand how you could be a fan of those games, look at Starfield and go, yeah, it looks shit. Because
Agreed.
I mean, it just looks phenomenal.
You're right, and that's the thing. It's like, if you've seen those games and you've played through those games, Oblivion, by the way, is on my Mount Rushmore of games, fellas.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, you step out of that, and I'm sure you all remember, you step out of that dungeon after fighting, killing the goblin and all that in the beginning. You step out, and the world opens up, and the light shines through. To me, it's like no moment like that, and Todd Howard knows that. He knows that's a moment that, to capture gamers. But imagine you getting that, but it's like the experience is 10 times bigger, much better looking. You know what I mean? It's insane how far gaming has come. So I look at stuff like that and I'm like, how can you not enjoy this? I've said it before and I got flack for it. I even, by the way, it's Alex. He put me on this little video. He had a little week video that week rather. And he's like, oh, look at this guy, Infinite Umbra. And this is all I said. I said, it looks like Starfield has some crazy competition this year with Zelda. I wasn't downing Zelda. I was giving it credit by saying, look at these insane scores it's getting, right? Yeah. Oh, you think the Starfield will challenge Zelda? Huh? Are you dumb? I'm like, okay, that's how you're going to get it, brother. All right. Well, listen, if you saw this right here, I think, because a lot of people were just so quick to try to downplay Todd Howard and team because of Fallout 76. I'm like, that wasn't him doing that. That wasn't his team doing that specifically. That was a different team under him. But if you had that thought, I think that now, after you've seen what you saw, you cannot deny what it's likely to be generationally great game from Todd Howard and team. And by the way, I wanted to point out to It's Alex or anybody else who doubts Todd Howard, they've beaten Zelda before for Game of the Year. This is not a weird thing I said when I said that Starfield just may win Game of the Year. You know what I mean? I still believe Starfield will win Game of the Year. I stand by that. And after we've seen what we've seen, I think more people are like, yeah, I can see it. It's insane.
Selling as well. That's the thing. Like
absolutely,
the Steam charts and on pre-order and shit.
So I got a quick question for everybody. Has anybody played any of the Fallout games like on PC and tried to downgrade those assets?
No, I've only ever played them on console.
For instance, when you downgrade the assets on like I almost said Starfield 76. Fallout 76.
Starfield 76. That would be a nightmare. No. Jesus Christ.
That's coming next.
You mean Starfield? You mean Starfield Redfall 76? God damn.
So 1,000 empty planets.
Exactly.
When you actually try to lower the like fidelity and stuff like that into that game to make it run faster, shit starts fucking breaking. I'm sorry if I'm not supposed to be cursing or whatnot.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, shit starts breaking or not working right. Physics start to go wrong. Some of just the graphics look god awful when you turn down some like the resolution and stuff like on that game. So I could only imagine if they gave you that kind of swapsy on Series S or Series X. Keep in mind, I'm really interested how this will even run on PC due to just some of the latest games that we've seen go to PC. I mean, good God, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. How about The Last of Us? Dead Space? Redfall? Forspoken? Should I continue?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like these games have it rough on 40 series cards.
Yeah.
I could only imagine what it'll be like. Because, I mean, I'm sure you can, have a powerhouse of a PC and muscle through some stuff. But those 30, those 10, 20, and 30 series cards? Have fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My only gripe with the showcase is obviously like I didn't want to see like Sea of Thieves and Fallout.
Thank you.
I didn't want to see it. I mean, I would much rather get like a developer direct and then have the DLCs for those games or whatever the new season is shown off. I mean, even
would you watch that though? Keep it real. Would you watch that?
That's why they do it.
Developer direct.
Anything on
Fallout 76. Sea of Thieves. Nobody would show up to that.
I do agree that there was no need for Fallout 76 to be there. But for when it comes to Sea of Thieves, I think it's interesting that they showed the Monkey Island expansion because they
are the guy who made Monkey Island
because like they are trying to hype it up just like they did. Just like they did with the Pirates of the Caribbean expansion. So I do understand what they tried to do, but when I saw the Rare logo, I thought to myself, okay, Everwild, go. I'm waiting to see Everwild. And then it's Sea of Thieves, and I'm like, okay, but is there anything else from Rare in the show? And then, no, there isn't.
See, for me, like...
It would be much better if they showed at least something else from Everwild and then Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
No, did they even show any? Did they show anything from Everwild at all?
Nope.
No, nothing.
Not at all.
It's not coming yet.
Yeah,
that's why.
It's not coming at all. They had to take it and just.
Did you guys watch that Giant Bomb interview? I watched that today. I highly recommend watching it. It's about an hour long. It's Matt Booty and Phil. They literally say that they're showing stuff in this showcase is like the next stuff in the pipeline, and then they'll be showing more stuff later in the year. There's Gamescom, there's Game Awards, and they said about
Tokyo
possibly
Game Fest,
there'll be something new in the new year. Like I 100% think they're saving some stuff for QuakeCon. I think like there'll be a load of cool stuff
Quake
there.
reboot. Let's fucking go already.
No, but like I do agree with that. But once again, like we are talking about a game that was announced in 2019, not even during a E3 conference. It was announced at XO 19. Like,
I know, but if they've rebooted it and game development takes about 5 years now, we're saying for AAA games.
Yeah, they've retooled that game, that Everwild. They got I forgot the gentleman's name, but he's a long time Rare member, if you will.
Yeah,
director.
he's the father of Banjo-Kazooie.
Exactly. So listen, give them the time they need. I'm not mad
next
at that.
year, not next week. You'll see it at next year's show. I think
Next week.
ready for
Next
release.
It's official. It's official. Breaking news. The XBN Network YouTube channel announces that Everwild is coming next week.
I think it'll get shown next year to come the year after. Honestly,
Yeah,
I think.
maybe.
I think what I would have liked them shown a bit more, but I literally once you've watched that interview, you've really got to watch the interview. It's really good. It's
pretty good.
It literally explains how their processes and stuff like that, in terms of how they go into these things and stuff. Really worth watch.
As well as the roadmap for games that they have released, but they want to add more content and development time as well. Or
stuff like that. Yeah. So
I saw a little bit of that.
It's just like I say, they're spreading it out. Like we had the extended showcase, we had the main showcase. There'll be loads more at some point. Like I say, I honestly think like when we didn't see combat for Hellblade, I honestly think it's because it's coming at Game Awards. They always show it at the Game Awards. So for me, I feel like it's probably going to come at the Game Awards.
I think it's very highly likely. I agree with you.
I am sad it's not coming end of this year though. And people saying stuff like, I saw people moaning there was no Age of Empires and stuff. I'm like, we know that's coming. We've already, no offense though. Yeah, this is what I mean though. We know what Age of Empires 4 looks like. It's already out on PC.
Yeah,
that's one of those games they'll probably shadow drop or have a very quick turnaround from announcing the date to a drop in. Because
that's nothing to do with Age. Like me, I love Age of Empires, but I don't want to see that at the Xbox showcase. I don't want to see Sea of Thieves. I don't want to see fucking Age of Empires. I don't want to see Fallout 76. You don't tuning into the showcase to watch that kind of shit. It's like tuning into the Super Bowl just to watch the commercials. Do you know what I mean? It's just fucking pointless. Like you don't want to see that. You want to see like new games and shit. So I'd rather they took all that DLC stuff and like stuff that we know is coming and have that on a developer direct.
I agree with the DLCs and stuff, but I do think the Sea of Thieves big expansions should be announced because it's a big tie-in. But the other ones where they've gone like season 3 and that, and I don't care for, but a big like the Pirates of the Caribbean and this one, it will appeal to a lot of people.
I agree. I'm with you guys on it too because I am tired. It's because we know it's a known, they're known commodities. So when we see it, it's like okay, all right, and we're not playing that. But to be fair, Sea of Thieves and Fallout 76 has millions of subscribers. So it does matter. You know what I mean? It's like we don't care about it, but it does matter for Microsoft and their bottom line. And like Ghostbuster pointed out, them bringing into Disney into the fold like they did with Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes.
That actually rebounded the franchise for Sea of Thieves even further. So it's like they have to now feature it just a bit, you know, for new seasons.
And not just that, but when you play, for example, when you get the Pirates of the Caribbean expansion, when you play that expansion, you see that it's completely different from any other experience that you had before in the Sea of Thieves. So you know that like these expansions like they had with the Pirates of the Caribbean and now they are going to be having with Monkey Island is like the real shit. Like it's actually a brand new campaign. It's like almost as you could say a new game, but Monkey Island edition. You could say something like that. Only who played this free expansion can say something like that. Like I played the Pirates of the Caribbean expansion. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was really well done. Just besides a detail or another that was kind of obvious and predictable. But at the end of the day, it was a nice expansion. It was a nice change of pace in compared with the normal stuff that you can do in Sea of Thieves. And it ends up bringing new content that is going to be permanent for the game, like the enemies, the crabs, the mermaids that you face in the Pirates of the Caribbean expansion are in the base game right now. Like, sure, you are not, and you also can play the Pirates of the Caribbean expansion as many times as you like. It's not like limited content that is going to disappear over the months.
Well, one of the best parts about that expansion was that they introduced instance-based missions where if you're like myself and I don't really care for the PvP side of Sea of Thieves,
Thank you.
you got to go into your own instance and experience story content without getting bothered by everybody. You know, you're trying to enjoy a game and somebody just nails you with the cannonball from nowhere. Or steals your ship and sinks it. I still hope they put private servers in there, but that's about a pipe dream as you can get with Rare at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if they do the same thing with Monkey Island, I was excited to see it there, and I think that's a great addition. I didn't play those games back in the day, so anything as far as story from Monkey Island would be brand new to me. So it'll get someone like me who doesn't care for parts of the game to jump in and try it out again. And I've even got friends telling me that they've even added more in even the last few months that's brand new to go check out.
As well as not just is going to make you be more interested to jump into the game, but also is going to make it makes some people curious to play and know about the Monkey Island game so they can understand all the references that are going to be happening during the expansion.
Yeah, I think they've said it takes place after Monkey Island 3, but they're doing it so it's not like lore heavy. It'll have tie-backs to the earlier games, like things and places you'll have been in the original games for actual fans. But for like newcomers, like I played Monkey Island years and years ago, but could I tell you much about it other than some of the characters' names and locations? Probably not. So it's good just to jump in and play. And I'm looking forward to it. I really loved the Pirates DLC. I hope this one is similar as well. I'm sure I read somewhere that there's a focus on single player as well. It mentions you can play it single player, which would be cool. So I'm all up for it. I think it'll be good. It'll probably bring a load of new players in and a lot of returning. Like I haven't played Sea of Thieves in months.
Yeah,
we'll probably play it for a couple of weeks because of the DLC and stuff and the expansion. So yeah, looking forward to it. But I know it's not for everyone. But to me, that was more interesting than the Fallout 76 stuff, especially when they put another Fallout 76 update on the next show. Like there was 2 Fallout 76 updates. Don't forget, guys. We had the one on the showcase, which was like a preview, and then there was some werewolf event on the extended showcase, which no one wanted. Like I'm sure the Fallout 76 players love. Like, and I like as someone who plays MMOs, like I love a good expansion for an MMO, but I get like the wide variety of like gamers. Unless you're into that game, you don't care. Do you know what I mean? There's very few times in expansion, unless it's something like the Sea of Thieves Pirates DLC and stuff like that, that will bring you into a game that's already out, basically. So it's a juggling act. They can't do a side showcase because no one would watch it, though. So, but yeah, big shout out to everyone in chat. Thank you for joining us tonight. There's a free game code sliding across the screen for a free Steam game. If anyone grabs it, let us know in the chat.
I got it.
So basically what you're telling me is that Sea of Thieves is kind of like that medicine you put in the middle of the food for dogs. They won't eat it unless you put it in the middle of some good stuff and you feed it to them.
Do you know what? No. Yeah, it's true. As someone who likes Sea of Thieves, right? Sea of Thieves is an amazing game, but it's literally full of toxic PvP players. And there's if it had a private server with progression, I would be all over that. I'd play it all the time. But the fact is, you can't play it solo much because you will just get wrecked by dickheads.
Just the Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. There you go.
Exactly. That's
there
it.
you go. Much better game.
Do you know what Xbox players won't be playing? We won't be playing the Skull and Bones beta because it's not coming to Xbox, despite having to sign up.
Zero interest in that. Yeah.
God damn. Why are we talking?
Xbox gamers dodged a bullet with that one. That's
Jesus Christ. Why are we talking about Skull and Bones, a game that is never coming out, for the love of God?
It's just the fact they put the sign up on console, so you can literally sign up for the beta on your PlayStation, on your Xbox. You can't play the beta though.
But it ain't coming.
It's only coming to PC, which is
oh
amazing.
My God.
They're like, watch the beta on YouTube.
I love it because it's like someone sitting at Ubisoft going, right, how can we fuck up this release any more than it already has been? I know.
Let's do this, and we'll have these guys sing sea shanties at the show. That'll do it.
Let's get a man out on stage with a flute. That'll work.
It's just a step above the flute guy.
Let's talk about trebuchets in the middle of the showcase.
I was so upset when they did that trebuchet thing. I'm like, what are we watching? The History Channel?
You know what though? It was very interesting, which is great.
Yeah,
but it's not something you want in your showcase. Do you know what I mean?
Like it was in the wrong. It was a good thing, but in the completely wrong place. Like, what the fuck are we talking?
Yeah, it's like, these trebuchets used back in the 13th century. Like, what? I don't want to know about this.
Like then we have Peter Griffin just screaming, "Oh my God, who the hell cares?"
Yep.
Before we progress the thing, I just want to shout out to all our channel members. Big shout out to Muppet, Thimber, UK Dazarus, Slayer Exclusive Gaming, Darren, Matt Kelly, Web Dave, Wandering Dutch, Shadow Mall, Back from the Dead One, who was here anyway. Big thank you for being channel members. It means the world to us. It does help us grow, help support the channel. You get a load of exclusive stuff like stupid emotes of mine and BMG's face. I mean, like, who doesn't want this?
What more could you want?
Who doesn't want that as an emote? Everyone wants it. You get exclusive videos and early access to other videos as well. And yeah, it's 99p a month. So if you do want to support us, you can hit that join button wherever it is on YouTube for you on your mobile device or whatever it is. So yes.
Since BMG is not here anymore, I think it's very fair for us to just put the emotes on the screen to the end of the show. I think that's really important.
He has extra work he has to do.
Yeah, like, so everyone can like just feel that BMG is here. So yeah, this
is with us in spirit. It's just got to give Jim a reach around. Uncle Jim is reach around.
Everyone's going to have nightmares when we have this.
But yeah, just big shout out to everyone. It's really great that we have so many great channel members. There's more stuff coming, working on it. It just takes, especially with what's been happening this last week, being like live show after live show after live show after live show, sometimes 2 live shows a night. Yeah, it's been a bit hectic. So, like, we haven't done as many review videos and stuff. They are coming. I did 2 yesterday. There's 2 going up tonight. There's more shorts coming. We've got TikTok now, where we're putting all the shorts up there as well, so you can join us on TikTok under XPN Network. We're just everywhere.
I have no fucking clue of how you guys managed to edit so many videos in such a little time. I am struggling months just to finish up 2. God damn it! But yeah,
you know what?
I'm a machine. That's why.
BMG's head. We need that on a T-shirt.
Yeah, that's going to be one of our things. We'll have a bit of merch. It'll be this with the XPN logo in his forehead or on his chin.
There you go.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil his forehead. We'll put it in his chin there. XPN.
Like
a T-shirt for all of
and
you.
below saying, "Did someone said Destiny?"
But I will say, just for the showcase, it was a return to form that all of us hoped to see.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, I was worried because, like, I figured with PlayStation having such a shit showcase and the Summer Snooze Fest, I thought they could have played it safe, but I'm glad they came out just fucking swinging for the fences.
Absolutely.
That's kind of I want to see.
One of the things I said was, listen, they cannot rest on their laurels. Like, PlayStation fumbled the ball. You know, Summer Game Fest was largely but it was better than PlayStation's. I'll give them that. Yeah. And we actually did see gameplay at Summer Game Fest, to give them credit.
I mean, hey, hold on a second. So, like, flat out, the data is there.
Mm-hmm.
The data is there. Like, each people gave their thoughts on the showcase. Like, Jeff Keighley pretty much went out there. The person that's Mr. Center Stage of the game. Right? He went out there and did a poll for each one of the showcases.
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation got a C. The Summer Game Fest got a B. the Xbox showcase got an A.
Yep.
The
Never
people
happens,
have
does it?
spoke.
Yep.
The people have spoke.
You
And that was
know
with
why
tens of thousands of votes too, by the way.
And you know
Oh
why
no, not tens of thousands. Each one had over 130K votes.
Oh, it's more than I
Crazy.
thought.
I mean,
Okay.
and you know why Summer Game Fest was better than the PlayStation Showcase?
What so?
They showed Spider-Man's date.
No, of course not. No, of course not, because we had Nicolas
Disrespectful.
Cage there. Simple as that.
That's what it was.
stop
Yeah.
it. That was like one of the
That's what it
weirdest
was.
things.
Star power.
Oh my goodness.
Keanu Reeves was better.
I like
I
Nicolas
was, I
Cage.
was,
Like, get
I was
out of
waiting.
there.
I was waiting for the moment Nicolas Cage would show up with a Superman uniform.
Right. You
You
know what? It's
well,
like it's
before we
like
say
Nicolas
no,
Cage. Nicolas
Cage
Cage showed
this
up.
was a big shout out to Paul AFC for becoming a channel member. Thank you, dude. That means so much to us.
Yo, Paul, my
you
brother.
are a legend.
That's my brother right there. You know,
It's like
I want
Nicolas
to
Cage.
add one thing to that wrinkle to that, by the way. One thing that does make the Xbox showcase so phenomenal outside of everything we saw is we have to keep in mind they didn't show two of the Xbox's biggest IP, and it was
Yes.
still a 9 out of 10. We didn't
Yeah.
see Halo, we didn't see Gears, and none of us were like, "Where are those at?" This was terrible. None of us. We were still like, "This was a damn good show."
To
Actually,
be
there
fair, we
was
were all
some-
happy they didn't show Halo. Don't lie. We're all like,
Nah.
thank
I
God.
know.
No more.
Honestly,
No
at
more
this
crap
point,
seasons.
haters.
Halo had been rebounding, right? Season 3 was solid. Season 4, I expect to be really, really solid. And it is coming up, next week? I expected them to show that. It actually would have made sense to them to show Halo. That they didn't. I was like, oh, wow, okay. So
They
that
dripped
actually
out Halo
surprised me.
perfectly because it gave everything the chance to shine, and Halo wasn't on nobody's mind.
Yep.
And then they hit us with the season, and we're like, infection?
Yeah.
It's so good though. It's so nice of 343 to make a really badly sort of approved Halo game last year, like a year and a bit ago, so this showcase could shine, isn't it? Like they really thought ahead and took one for the team.
Absolutely.
That-
Here, the 343.
That's it. Yeah, they were like, we don't want to outshine that 2023 showcase, so we're not going to put any content out really in 2022. Just let's quieten it down a bit. Let's just slow the roll.
I feel like with 343, they're going to have to rebound in a way that makes them showcase worthy. And what I mean by that is give us story content. It can't just be multiplayer. At that point, they're looking like Fallout 76 and Sea of Thieves here, because it's like, oh look, new content. We have to get something major, and story content has to be it for me.
Here's the thing. But let's be honest. We would all prefer much more Halo Infinite than Fallout 76.
Oh, no question.
Like,
yeah,
please.
absolutely.
Everyone here is now saying, because Halo Infinite, I'm so glad it wasn't there. But we got Fallout 76.
I agree with you. But you know
Nah,
what's
I
crazy
dropped out
though?
Fallout 76 DLC.
I agree with you
Shit's
100%. But
ridiculous.
what's crazy is that Fallout 76, even as trash as it used to be, is rebounded in a way. It has
it is.
millions of people subscribed to it.
No,
Halo
I
doesn't.
think,
That's the bad part.
I think Halo Infinite is going to have the same treatment as Sea of Thieves, State of Decay 2, Fallout 76, and especially Master Chief Collection, where it's going to take something for about 2 to 3 years since the release date, so the game can be considered like, oh my god, there's I don't know, 10 million,
Is that
50 million, 20 million players here,
Yeah.
No, it is still a lot of fun though. If you jump in there with
Yes, it
a
is.
good group of friends and Forge, they got tons of
Right.
people creating really wacky modes that you can play in there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like one of
Yes.
them was so weird that I played with a handful of my friends. They had different guns shooting bullets from other guns, where you could even get a needler that was shooting rocket launcher rounds. Really wacky stuff.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, but let's be honest as well that it doesn't matter how much content or good things that 343 might release in Halo Infinite. Let's be honest, even though I am a fan of Halo, the Halo community is a bitch. They just love
Yeah,
to
Gina.
complain. They love to complain. They just love to complain
I
about
forgot he was here. to be
everything.
fair.
They just released season 4 trailer saying that it's going to have infection, and then there's a ton of people for some reason that, of course, there are the majority of people is saying that it's amazing, it's great, everyone's excited. But there's also those people that love to say it should have been available at release. God damn it! Just enjoy it because it's here, not because it wasn't before. God damn it!
Yeah, the Halo community is notoriously tough to please. I put them in akin to the Star Wars fan base. Star Wars is far worse, but it's much like that.
It's a girl.
While the Gears of War community is waiting years for the next installment, the Halo community is just like, it didn't have these modes available at release, so the game is trash. God damn it.
Yeah, it's it's a problem of, I guess it's a problem of us having such high stellar releases when it comes to past Halos, Halo 2, 3, having such feature content like at launch. And now, game design and such is going so far ahead. It's like, where are those things at? We should have that too. So we've become spoiled. Halo has spoiled us. I'm just going to be honest.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I think not enough people pay attention to how much content we get out of Xbox games. Like, that is a lot. Even with Gears, you get a ton of replay value with those games. You just won't get out of PlayStation games. And I'm not saying that to bag PlayStation, but to not get that, now we're like, where is this at? Not realizing how privileged we've had it with all the content they've given us over the years for free. So, but hey, listen, I hope they return to form. I just say that a big story content drop would be something that would rebound Halo further than just here's multiplayer. If they really give us a real continuation of that story and not, you won't get this until the next gen. I don't think we can go an entire gen again without getting another Halo drop. I think story-wise, they need to do something with that, in my opinion. And I think that's when you put that on the showcase and say, this is what we got coming,
I mean, during the 360 era, we got free Halo games. Like, god damn it.
Yeah.
We've got some breaking news. Go on, you first, Redders.
I'll tell you what really annoyed me about that Fallout. Excuse me, about that Fallout 76 reveal.
He's so angry that he can't say Fallout 76.
My inner child actually thought, "Oh fuck, here comes New Vegas 2," and then no, Fallout 76.
Well, that's more for you,
bastards.
That's more for you there.
Because they had that leak, didn't they? There was like a couple of leaks before the showcase, and it was like Fallout New Vegas 2 founded like data mine from the Steam card. It's fucking here. It's fucking.
I mean, why are you believing the leakers?
I need fucking New Vegas 2, man.
Yeah. No, I mean, listen, to be fair though, Fabio, the leakers have been largely correct when it comes to Xbox. That's the bad part. So I don't blame them for seeing that and being like, hey, we might get this. Okay.
No. It's just because of the worst thing that I've learned before in previous showcases, that the worst thing that you can do is to pay attention to the leakers, because if that was the case, I would have had a new Banjo-Kazooie game in 2020. But yeah.
Yeah, I hope they are working on that though. Just to say,
I think it'll be a side studio or something, or like Double Fine's B team. I don't think
Double Fine would do a crazy.
Man. It wouldn't be rare at all. They don't.
What you want about though, Fabi? You've just got a new Banjo game, that new Zelda. It's literally just Banjo nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
So you be grateful you play that.
Like
your 24 FPS.
Yeah, like. Like I love so much how like Banjo-Kazooie nuts and bolts. It's trash because you can build things, and Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, it's amazing because you can build things. Like,
admittedly though, in Banjo nuts and bolts,
as fuck though, aren't they? Let's be honest.
You can't make a giant that ejaculates fire like you can in Zelda.
Who said Wait, you could actually it doesn't breathe fire, of course, but yeah, you can make something like that actually.
So anyway, I'm just going to go with this quick breaking news that you all want to hear because it's about Forza. Turn 10 have announced a new game that they're doing in collaboration with a mobile developer.
Really?
So
wow.
Hutch Games are collaborating with Turn 10 on a new standalone mobile game, which will be a celebration of car customization and automotive culture. Now, it's going to be a mobile game, so it'll probably be dead in a year because that's what every Xbox mobile game seems to do. But Hutch Games I've never heard of, but they made such classics as Puzzle Heist, Smash Bandits Racing, Smash Cops, F1 Clash, they like the same name and stuff. Top Drives and Hot Wheels Race Off. So yeah, there's no sort of ETA on that. Apparently, they've been talking since 2020 on it. They're keen to take advantage of Forza's world-leading gameplay and visual style alongside Hutch's experience in mobile live ops. So it's a fresh and unique game tailored to a mobile audience, offering engaging gameplay that players can enjoy on the go. It'll be revealed in due course, and yeah, hey, it's mainly being developed by Hutch with creative input and guidance from Turn 10. So if you're a Forza fan and you like mobile games and you like that other Forza mobile game that died a death, there's another one coming. So yeah,
World premiere.
By the way, what did you guys think of the Forza Motorsport section during the showcase? I was like, why are they showing me 2 cars? Why don't you show me just the game?
Because they're the cover cars, aren't they?
They always bring a car out. It's tradition, isn't it?
But still, like, thankfully, it was really a short section.
Yeah, no. Don't
by the way, did anybody else think
Forza?
Did anybody else think though that those cars when he was standing next to it were from the game? I thought it was in game like stuff right there. In O's. I'm like, what? I'm like, does the game look that good? I'm like, okay, let's see.
Nice.
I don't know why, but I really wanted them to come out and announce that they were shadow dropping Forza Motorsport on the day.
It would
of
never
the event.
happen. It would never happen.
They fucking said that it was coming in spring 23, and then we haven't had a release date yet. So I thought, you know what, it might actually happen. And then
I was hoping for at least a demo track.
Yeah.
It's never come in. They don't like you that much.
The extended gameplay that they did didn't have ray tracing turned on.
Oh wow, really?
You know what kind of bugged me though, right? Is like Phil Spencer was like, "Oh, I like those types of shadow drops." Guess what? At the Xbox game things, no, we're not going to do one. Great.
No, he likes shadow dropping little games that weren't ever going to sell big numbers. He ain't going to shadow drop one of his biggest franchises because it's like they weren't going to shadow drop Starfield because now they can sell you those headsets, those watch bundles, the controllers,
fucking cool,
and they're making a ton of money. They wouldn't be able to do that with shadow drops because everyone would rush out and play it.
You can't shadow drop every showcase.
I mean,
honestly, it has to be an element of surprise, and that's what was
Age of Empires is probably a shadow drop.
Why didn't he shadow drop Hex and he was already wearing the T-shirt?
Oh, they don't own them. Right? They own them.
Yeah, I love that he's now told people to stop reading into him.
I mean, while we're at it, why don't we just shadow drop the Warriors? I mean, let's just shadow drop anything that we want to see, right?
Why didn't you shadow drop GTA 6 Sentinel? God, how dare he?
I wasn't the one calling that. Redditors called that. Redditors were saying GTA 6 was coming at the end of the showcase. I didn't say that.
He did.
No, that was my like mega like long like I couldn't think of how else that could be the big like hammer drop sort of final announcement. And honestly, I didn't have another Series S on my bingo card for the big final announcement of the show.
Yeah,
I was like,
that was
something else is coming. He's like, and there's one more game, and then he started playing Starfield. I was like, oh shit!
I was actually stunned because usually hardware, especially, gets leaked for Xbox. I'm surprised we didn't know about that.
That's true.
It's because no one cares about.
I honestly thought that was gonna be like an expansion card. Fucking
no. Actually, when they show like the black console, I was like, really, a Series X Pro or something like that?
Yeah,
exactly.
I know it's just a Series S.
It looks so much better black. Like it looks nice.
Mm-hmm.
But why did we not get a Starfield S or a Starfield X? Like they were so
that's the thing that puzzles me. Yes, like give us a limited run for those. That would have made sense.
A limited edition Porsche.
Right. Oh
yeah,
God, those are horrible looking, aren't they?
I mean, I start.
I was straight on the sweepstakes for those Porsches.
I'm sad they've not done a Diablo one. The amount they're hyping Diablo that it's Xbox marketing, Xbox this. We ain't got Diablo special.
I tell you what, I hate it when they go, limited edition Diablo 4 Xbox Series X. It's just a plain fucking console with the game in it. Like, just a limited edition. Limited edition.
I've even had just like the dirty red. You know, like they had on when they did. Is it Gears of War?
Yep.
For the 360, and it was just a red console. I'd have took that. It's slightly better than a black.
By the way, when it now that you guys are mentioning about Diablo, and I remember Activision Blizzard like Do you guys remember that during the showcase they showed Overwatch 2? Like,
Yeah.
why?
Yes.
Why?
Like,
I don't
why?
get why they did it, because like I remember it was,
Game-
what, 2 weeks ago they were like, oh, we're
Because they
scrapping PvE
canceled
content, and
yeah
then,
they canceled the PvE or whatever, so they said shit, we have to salvage this, and that's why they showed something. That's it.
And
That's,
that's-
the only
and
reason.
that's-
but it's
like-
now PvE at $24.99
No,
apparently.
but wait,
Right?
no, but here's the thing. But here's the
you
thing.
get to
But
keep
here's
the
the thing.
story missions if you buy them.
No, but
I know,
here's the
right?
thing. But here's the thing. Like, they
Dirty
cancel
bastards.
PVE, so to show the new updates and the new stuff that is coming up, they decided to announce it by showing the same cutscenes that they used to announce the PVE that was cancelled.
Yeah,
I'll
basically.
tell you what, Overwatch
Yeah.
2, I think, is probably the biggest lie in gaming in the last like year, 2 years.
No,
That-
that's
not
over.
Overwatch 2.
No,
It's
no,
Overwatch
no.
1.5.
That's No Man's Sky. That continues
No,
to be No
you know
Man's
what though?
Sky.
You know what though, Fabio? I think he's right, because look at what they did. The fucking day that they opened Overwatch 2, they closed all the Overwatch 1 servers. It's like that's
Yeah.
ripping the rug right out from
Well,
under
it's the same
community.
game. It's got the
It's
same
the same game.
achievement.
It's got the
It's
same
the
achievement
same
list.
game.
It's
the same
Overwatch. Yeah, it's basically Overwatch 1.5 is what it is.
Overwatch
Like-
is another one of those franchises where story content wise, if they just made a dedicated, like realized story with
Yes.
cutscenes and all of that, that game would fire. It would shoot off into the
And
atmosphere.
they could do it
yeah.
so fucking easily with those
They
characters
could,
as well.
and those
Like,
characters are beloved already. Like make
Yeah.
a real
Exactly.
story content for that, and have it's since there's so many different characters. I guess you have to make different
could literally,
story
like,
elements
turn
for
the-
each one.
you could literally go full Borderlands with that franchise.
Man,
I mean-
it would work
massive
so
open-
well. I didn't even think about
Yeah.
it.
really would.
For sure.
You know
Like,
we're getting a Borderlands trailer at the Game Awards or something this year, aren't we? You
Well,
know we're getting that
They
movie
hinted, didn't
trailer.
they? They hinted that there's one
That'd
coming.
be
So
nice.
I
Yeah,
mean the
excited.
worst part when it comes to Overwatch 2 is not necessarily just the fact that it's not a sequel. It's exactly the same game, but it's the fact that for you to get new stuff, new skins is so much harder and way more expensive, because now it's a fucking battle pass instead of the loot boxes that were
Yeah.
so much easier.
but they're
Oh,
predatory
well.
though, so I'm glad they
Let's not
took out
praise
the
loot
boxes.
No. I gotta say, I'm sorry,
How dare
but
you
I
sit there
need
and
to say,
defend loot boxes?
no, I need to say this.
Who
I'm
invited this
sorry, but
prick?
when it comes to Overwatch, loot boxes were much better than what we have now. The battle pass is ass.
No, they're not. It's not.
It's horrible. Like I can't literally.
What they did, was,
the
Fabio, they took the cancer they were giving you and gave you AIDS instead, and you're like, oh, I missed the cancer.
Here's the thing. The fucking system that they have right now makes schemes that were previously like, I can literally not spend a dime on the game and get that skin. Now I have to spend $20 to get it. Like, how is that better?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. The only game that's ever done battle passes right for me is Smite, because you don't have to sit there and grind for the entire fucking season to get
You're
everything
not.
in that battle
Yeah.
pass.
I'll give
Yeah.
Halo
Get it-
credit too.
Halo-
Halo did it
Halo.
right. Yeah,
You can get it in half the
Halo-
season.
Halo and Minecraft Dungeons.
yeah.
But like, I feel like games like fucking Call of Duty, especially. I mean, you have to grind it all fucking season to get everything. So if
Yeah.
you come into the season late, you're not getting everything. And that's another thing Halo does actually get right. You can choose which season you want to work towards. That's a
Exactly.
fantastic
Yeah,
idea,
love
and
it.
every single game needs that.
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
there's nothing worse than going back to Call of Duty halfway through a season and then realizing you're not getting everything
That you
before the
paid
end of that
for.
season. You just don't have enough
Exactly.
time.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, 100% agree. When Halo, the way they implemented it, I thought that was very intelligent. I think all battle passes should be that way. You should never
Yes.
miss out on
Yeah.
something you paid for.
That's
Yeah,
the worst thing.
exactly.
I would go with more battle passes if they were like that,
Yep.
because sometimes you just have that week where you've got shit on and you
Yeah.
don't want to catch up. I did it with the Hot Wheels one. One week I had to literally grind to the point I stopped enjoying the game just to make sure I got everything because I'd paid for it. But I like the fact that you can then get your XP later on Halo. It's one thing they do good. I don't think the things you get in the battle passes are worth what they charge in Halo, but the actual battle pass itself is really well done. And a shout out to chat. We've got a poll at the moment. What do you rate the Xbox Showcase? You can vote A to D. we'll close it towards the end of the show. We'll see what our chat thinks of it. So check that out.
I have a real random game that I think did a pass really well, and that is Rocket League.
Yeah,
I think like if you've ever got into Rocket League heavy, like you can pretty much, if you just play that game, you can pretty much pay for your pass each month just by playing the game. And I was just like, that's insane. And you just continue to get stuff. I don't know. I just thought that was pretty dope.
Yeah.
I got hooked on that.
Just want to say we've got 16 people currently watching. Don't forget to like and share the shit out. Share it with your nan. She'll love it. Yeah. So, are we done talking about the showcase? Or do you guys want to add some stuff? Or
no, we got another 2 hours to talk about this.
Those controllers you mentioned, the Starfield ones, they were so good that you got J-Dub on Twitter posting receipts that he's bought them. That's when you know
I must admit, you get a dynamic theme with them, and it looks gash. It looks like someone's done it in like 5 minutes. It's horrible.
They could have done better than that. I agree.
I much prefer the one with the 20th anniversary pad. That's a nice theme for your Xbox. With the showcases, though, from the last couple of weeks, just before we move on, the funniest thing I like, and that I don't see anyone talking about on Twitter, which makes me sad because it seems like a great fanboy thing to do, right? We've, in Xbox fans, have been clowned about Crossfire being dog shit for about a year. PlayStation announced 2 Crossfire games this week on 2 separate shows, and not one person has laughed at that.
Now it's their turn to suffer.
I just think it's ironic.
They say it's not first party. We're only looking for first party games from PlayStation. If you're primary Xbox like myself, you're not looking for those games.
But yeah, they announced a Crossfire game on their PlayStation showcase. They announced one on the Summer Games Fest as well.
The VR one coming.
I think they're the same one. It's the same one.
No, I don't think
VR.
It is.
It's a VR
I think
game.
it's 2 different VR games.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, both are shits because it's Crossfire.
Either way, listen, Karma is a bitch.
If it's the same one, I don't know why they shared it twice. That baffled me.
I'm not gonna lie, it looks better as a VR game.
I won't lie. I said the same. On the show, I was like, it looks slightly better than what we got. I'll be honest.
Yeah, because what we got was disrespectful.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how. I honestly don't understand how Sony could have. Oh yeah, let's make a deal with the guys that make Crossfire X for the Xbox. Such a great release.
Money. That's what it is.
Jim Ryan, okay, he sees those dollars. He'll sign anything you put in front of him at the moment.
Organic growth.
Y'all be a mess now. Okay.
You pay.
But even the fact if it's just the one game, the fact that they showed it twice makes me laugh. Anyway, so
yeah,
I assumed it was 2 different games. I was like, why?
Because we all love Crossfire X so much.
Yeah. One thing I'll say finally, just before we move on, is to give love to Playground Games, because I had been calling for Fable. I've been like, Fable's got to be there. Fable, all of us have, and I still expected to see some type of collection or something. We didn't see a Gears collection or anything like that, but it didn't hurt the show for me. But Fable to look like that, and we're thinking I saw like in game, cinematics and all that, but they're like, no, that's gameplay. I'm like, what? That's insane. When they said some of that actually was gameplay, I'm blown away. So I cannot wait to see more.
And actually, you can notice some moments where it is gameplay. It is very quick, but you can notice some moments where this is.
It's
gameplay.
all in game though. It's not in engine. It's all literally in game footage. Whether that be like the cutscenes but it's still your character and everything. None of it was CGI. They've confirmed that. If you look at it, it also said in game. It either said in game or not in engine. I'm sure it said in game. Yeah. It's the only one that did.
Yes. Like it's
everyone's X as well. So it's not PC.
Everyone's biggest worry was that Playground Games is known for Forza Horizon. They said, "Oh, that's it's completely different type of game." they're probably not going to be able to do it. But with this trailer, it showed that they're perfectly capable to make that transition between different genres, and the game looked amazing.
I mean, let's call it what it is. It was a flex. What they did was a flex, and they did it right at the very beginning of the show.
Yes,
and I was just like, okay. And then and I seen the whole in-engine thing, and like I want like it just left me like hungry for more. And I was just like, man, like wow, like I just got done playing Fable 3 not that long ago. Like I didn't finish the game. I beat 1 and 2, but I haven't finished 3 quite yet. And I was just thinking, like this sucker just kicked a chicken. Let's go. I'm in.
I love that they're leaning into that British humor, because that was like,
as it should.
That guy from the It guys, or like is
IT crowd.
That dude? Yeah, IT crowd. Yeah, thank you.
I am
he's amazing. Richard Ayoade, he's like a little national treasure.
Wait a minute. Back for the Dead. Go on.
Yeah, I am curious though. Are they going to keep the morality system in the game?
I hope so.
Yeah.
As well as kind of one of the weirdest things you could do in that game was you could have a wife in every town. Sorry.
And did you ever get them to meet? If you got them to follow you, that was amazing.
I think if you watch that trailer, it kind of told you that it was going to be morality, because those were like choice decisions that were just like weird.
You could just I won't be making that joke. Like, goddamn.
But you could also see the people like mocking her as she went by after they thanked her for saving them. She saved them, and they were like, "Oh, what do they call her? Wank? I don't know what they call her.
Wanker.
Right. Yes. Yeah, they called her a wanker. That's why she turned around like, what? But it was crazy, by the way. Just the crazy, the silly, if you will, backlash that she got. Much like Aloy, I want to point out, with the whole.
But we were talking about this
character.
Before.
Yeah, it's like
before you got here, like people jumping on it because she's ugly, but that's the whole point. Like British humor, but in medieval, when you think medieval Britain, they were ugly women. That's what they're like. That's part of the comedy. They were ugly women. They were like referred to as wenches and shit. So
more than that, Redders though, it's like the whole thing about Fable, is that they weren't meant to be these stunning, majestical creatures. They were like everyday people that happened to do something that were actually destined to do something crazy. We never created our own characters. By the way, you either picked a male or a female, and you evolved from your actions, be it good or bad, and you start to see that reflect on you.
And that was the one thing I really loved about the first game, because it was really prominent in the first game, then it kind of fell off in like 2 and 3.
Yeah, I agree.
I love that morality system where like your appearance was determined by your actions.
Oh yes,
I agree.
That's what I want to see.
You could literally make like Kratos in that game.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like they part 2 had it a bit, but it wasn't like part 1 was much more dramatic. But I agree with you there, and they should. I think they should go that route. I hope they go that route with this one.
Yeah. Because I think that was like one of the biggest selling points of the first Fable, was that morality system.
I think one of the bits that's overlooked in the trailer on about British humor is the bit where she kicks the chicken, and there's the guy with a wheelbarrow, and he just kind of looks and he just goes, "Oh, well done," like really sarcastic to her.
Exactly.
And that's perfect for the tone. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah. There was a lot of worry, wasn't there, after Lionhead went under, and then Playground Games picked it up about whether it was going to be the same sort of game. But I've got no worries whatsoever now after seeing that trailer. I think it's going to be fucking brilliant, just based on like the comedy we saw in that brief trailer. I mean, who they've got playing that giant, I just think it's gonna be stellar. I think it's gonna be spot on.
I mean, in such in such a small frame of time, like the main character, the hero, that character, she is charismatic as hell. Like with just tiny frames of her not saying anything besides like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah. Oh fuck.
oh Fable. That's what she was about to say.
Right.
Yeah.
I like what they showed us. I think they gave enough leeway to where we don't know if that's going to be the main character. It could be a stand-in for what we will create. We'll see what happens. But as long as they stick to the male or female dynamic that you can pick between, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah,
You know, I think the biggest thing is a lot of people were like, "Oh, Fable is so far away," and Fable, you have no idea what it looks like, and all the Xbox guys are putting their trust in Fable, and it's probably going to be garbage. Well, now they just blew that completely out of the water, and they said, "Hey, here you go, in game."
Absolutely, and we shouldn't have doubted it's Playground. Playground has yet to deliver anything below a 90. So
yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I remember when I played the first Forza Horizon, that game fucking blew me away. And then Forza Horizon 2 came out. That game they've literally got better every single fucking Forza Horizon. They've never had a Forza Horizon that's gone backwards. Like they've innovative, they've made it better every single game. So I mean, I think Playground are definitely one to watch. I mean, I think if they can pull off a new Fable, but I think when they pull off the new Fable, I would like to see them, branch out and maybe do some other bits as well.
100% agreed.
I was disappointed though. I didn't see any horse drifting. I was expecting drift.
They'll save that for when it's further out in development.
I wonder if we will get like little subtle Forza Horizon nods in the new Fable.
I bet the next Forza Horizon will have like a Fable DLC, so they can just reuse all the assets.
Or maybe we'll get like a Fable car.
That would be fun.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
I want to know. I want to know who else they've got in there, because they showed Richard Iowati, but then the last Fable they had Stephen Fry, Lee Mack, and Jason Manford in, didn't they? They had like quite a few big at the time. British.
This is well after that though, so they should.
Well, yeah, what I mean is like
be around.
Yeah, but they didn't just go for one celebrity. I mean, in the last Fable.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they'll
British
save that for another reveal later.
Yeah.
It seems to me almost like this Fable is set in kind of a different, I don't want to say time period. To me, it seems more fantastical, right? Like storybook, right? Because you see the castle, we saw the fairy and the frog, which is probably alluding to the frog and the princess. And we also now seeing the Jack and the Beanstalk type situation. It seems almost like a different universe for Fable instead of Albion from the other ones. So it seems a little different to me somehow.
I hope it's not. I hope it is Albion. I just hope they've expanded on it, because it'd be nice to see all those like old school areas, but with the power. Imagine Albion like as that, like where it's got all the slums and stuff, but it actually looks good. Because Fable, as much as it's one of my favorite games of all time, has aged horribly. Like it looks.
This is why I said I believe that a Fable collection redone in like Unreal Engine 5 or something like that would have been spectacular. I still think we need to get that, by the way.
I wonder if we're gonna get the goofy kind of combat that we used to get with it sometimes. Or remember when you were in when you're in like the Coliseum part in the first one, and like that like rock golems like throwing the rocks at you, and you're like pretty much like playing tennis with it and hitting them right back with it to knock them out and eventually kill them. And that was like one of the rounds. I think that was like the last round of that whole thing. Like combat was really interesting. And to put something like that in a New Days game, with it being more like I understand some of the stuff you could do in like Hogwarts and whatnot, but I'm talking about like that was a freaking solid rock that you're volleying back. And I'm wondering if you're going to be doing that with like a bat or something weird in that game. Like just the combat alone has me interested because I mean, even going all the way to the third one, when you're, swiping around with the sword, you throw out the fire and then like an enemy's coming up behind you and you're using your gun and you shoot from the shoulder backwards. And it's just like when I'm playing currently, I'm still dumbfounded that I'm just like, dude, I feel like Neo out here. Like, you cannot touch me. So like this, I'm just wondering how that combat's going to look in that game, because that is going to be wild.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm on board for some more.
That was like the one game I wanted to see this year. Out of all of them, was Fable. I really wanted them to show it off. So it's nice to get an update on it. It didn't have a release date, did it? It wasn't coming in 2024.
No. I somehow I got mistaken and thought it was 2024. I don't know how that happened, but I think it was the pacing of the the showcase that I saw 2024 for like maybe Avowed or something, and I misplaced it with Fable. I don't know what happened, but
that's what I loved. That's what I loved about this showcase, because like the PlayStation showcase and the Summer Snooze Fest, it was literally the pacing was just a bit, but Xbox was like game.
Agreed.
A little bit of talking, game. And it was just relentless. Exactly. It was just one thing after another.
And
I don't know about you
hit
guys.
After hit too. Fable, right?
Yeah.
To the so was it Midnight? What's the name of it?
South of Midnight.
Yeah, South of Midnight. Right to
straight into
Avowed.
And no,
like one after another. Crazy.
And no trailer and no TV series trailer because
no movie trailer, no Forza Horizon the movie.
Thank God.
Yeah,
they could have shown off on the extended. I feel like they should have shown off the Fallout TV show or something.
They sure.
Why not?
They sure could have, but I'm so glad they didn't.
I remember.
I remember just cackling and being like, "I wonder if it's going to be another world premiere. I wonder." Here it goes, and then boom! It happened again, just over and over. And like until Phil and Sarah hit the stage at their separate moments, I was like a little winded, a little bit, like just trying to keep up with everything that was going on. And
explosive.
If you saw their tweet after the show, they said basically they showed 27 games. 21 are coming to Game Pass. 13 are first party. I mean, you can't get much better than that.
Impressive.
It's weird, man. Like the status quo has shifted so much in 2 years.
It was a big Greg. It was one of their lowest amount of games they've shown in a few years, though. That's my only. That's a small negative. Like previously, they've been over 30.
But when you think of previous shows,
overall, it was good.
I thought it was interesting that Greg Miller came out of nowhere, and he is like, and Greg Miller, I mean, he loves his PlayStation, right? Really does a lot. So, so hearing him come out and give it a 5 out of 5 and say, if it's not a 5 out of 5, then I don't know what to tell you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If that's not a 5 out of 5, what is? I agree with him on that one.
I just don't see how you can watch the Summer Snooze Fest and the PlayStation Showcase and think that they're better. Like, I don't understand that mentality. I mean, especially after Xbox came out after the PlayStation Showcase with that snipe saying, "Oh well, by the way, 12 of these are coming to Xbox."
You know what was funny, Redders? I like. It's funny. It's two things on that. One is a good brother, BG. Much love, BG, but I got to call you out on this one, brother. Broken Games HD, who runs Weapon Wheel Podcast, and he was like, "Who would have thought that Summer Game Fest would be so much better than Xbox Showcase?" I'm like, everybody was like, "Really?" I went to him, I was like, "Really, brother? Like, come on, stop it, just stop it, stop it. This is ridiculous. You know better."
I don't understand why they had the Final Fantasy remake, the Twisted Metal TV series, and the Spider-Man date on the fucking
I did not get that either. Especially Spider-Man and
To be fair, they should have left the Twisted Metal trailer on the
I agree. That should definitely
want to watch it. Do you moan at Halo for him taking his helmet off and getting his arse cheeks out? At least he shot some aliens. Twisted Metal's about car racing and smashing into each other. I didn't see one car in that trailer.
I thought he was
going to do something. I mean, it was great.
I thought he was going to do something untoward to our good brother right there. It looked like he was trying to do something else to him at first. To me, I'm like, wait a minute, what is he?
Oh my god!
I know I'm not the only one that saw that. I'm like, wait a minute.
To be fair, I did think that was going to happen.
Thong song playing too. I'm like, wait a minute now. This is.
I was more annoyed they didn't show anything about a game coming, even just like a splash screen of whatever they're working on with Twisted Metal, if anything.
Yeah, that would have been the time to show off a new game.
Yeah, Sentinel, you promised us we were getting a Twisted Metal remake. You promised us.
Yeah, well, I figured that it was, PlayStation was on fire after the Last of Us TV show and they had the Last of Us remake. I said, oh, that only makes sense. And then I forgot, Jim fucking 80-foot yacht Ryan is running PlayStation. Goddamn gamer. My bad. Because here's the thing. If Sean Layden was running PlayStation, he would have had that in the show. Everybody knows that because that's how he was. Jim Ryan is too busy jerking off the fucking spreadsheets. That's what it was.
It's weird though. Like you can feel like the balance kind of shifting, can't you? Because like before it was like you wanted PlayStation exclusives. Like that was their bread and butter. Like that's how the PS4 did so well. I think was based on their first party exclusives.
Absolutely.
And for them to come out after 18 months and show off Spider-Man and Final Fantasy 16,
Helldivers 2, I think.
Like
so we only saw really 2 first party that was like actual gameplay, which was Helldivers 2 and Spider-Man.
You can actually feel like their focus is shifting into games as a service and
and we knew that Death Stranding. We already know about Death Stranding 2, but they needed to show that at the PlayStation Showcase just to strengthen it. So most of the people weren't saying PlayStation Showcase was a D- or below. It was absolutely ridiculous how bad that showcase was. Even PlayStation
for 18 months.
Like, you even had big time. You even had big time YouTubers that are PlayStation guys, and I'm not giving them a shout out here on this channel, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Dressed up like Metal Gear Solid, Snake, and he's crying his fucking eyes out. And I'm like, you know what? I genuinely feel for this guy because he loves PlayStation so much, and here they just ripped the rug right out from under him and kicked this dog, and he's like. He's just like in the worst shape he's ever been in. I felt bad.
I think Jeff was like that. Jeff was like a kick puppy because there was no Kojima on his show. He was like, I've got no Kojima, but I've got like a DoorDash plug for Final Fantasy.
Kojima was in the back supplying cocaine to Nicolas Cage. That's what he was. He said, "How do you make these great games, Kojima?" And he said, "Here." And he gives him one of those things you stick in your nose, and there you go.
I wonder how many bags of cocaine they have to give Nicolas Cage on that showcase.
You better not. Fair, right? He didn't seem to know anything about the game.
You all got to throw allegedly in there. He can sue you all. Allegedly. No, but those are 2 things I thought would have been at the PlayStation Showcase: Final Fantasy Rebirth or whatever, and Spider-Man's release date. That made no sense for them not to be there.
I don't know who at PlayStation was like, "Yeah, give me Bubble Fight." And y'all can have Final Fantasy Rebirth.
Like that's
like
so
what?
Game. Jesus fucking.
It's the fact that they clearly went to Jeff with a big bag and went, "You hype this mother to like it's the next coming of Christ, right? You pretend it's Grand Theft Auto 6," and he's like, "Yes, the rumors are true. Everyone's excited for this," and he's like, "Oh, it's just what we've already announced: Final Fantasy 7 Part 2."
By the way, it's on 2 discs. I'm like, okay, and we got to download it.
Yeah. I mean, to this point, Final Fantasy VII has become a meme, just like Grand Theft Auto 5 remasters over and over and over. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, those.
When they didn't announce the
okay.
Spider-Man 2 release date, the next day they came out, didn't they, and said, "Oh, we can't give a release date because we're not ready to yet." And then 6 days later, they're on Jeff Keighley's stage, like, not only have we got a release date, here's all the different editions we're doing and all the packages you can have and DLC.
We're very sure about it.
Yeah. Well, it's because they were ready then. So
I think they realized that they fucked up by not showing it. I think that's why it was there.
Exactly. They saw how much shit they got online, and they said, "We got to give them something," and that's why they gave the release date.
I bet you anything, someone sent them a dick pic saying, "Look, if you don't get the release date," they're like, "Right, okay, got the dick pic,
right?
You don't want more of these, you know what to do."
You haven't learned from The Last of Us 2, have you? My God,
you still haven't learned your lesson, old man. Yeah,
500 dick pics and you get a release date.
I'm shutting the poll now, so last chance. Chat, you've got literally 2 minutes to vote, and I'm shutting it. So you've been warned.
One thing I was going to say, I'm really proud of the gaming community because Sarah Bond wore that green dress out on stage, and nobody used it to put backdrops on her or meme her or impose images over all the rows above her. I'm really surprised.
Much love to Sarah, by the way, who always wears her. She has to have something jean on at some point. I always make fun of her. She had the jean dress on years before. She had this one. Every time she's always going to have a jean something on, and it did look good. She looked really nice.
I think that Sarah Bond has some sort of aura that like terrifies anybody to like make fun of her at all. And you know what? Like, I mean, we all need whatever. I mean, or the ladies or whatever need whatever fragrance she's wearing, because goodness gracious, she only gets positivity. I've never seen anybody like go way out the side of their mouth about Sarah Bond. I haven't seen it.
Give her time.
Unless it was like inappropriate. I've seen some inappropriate, like, she's so fine kind of things. But I've not seen anybody say that she's like a terrible person or something. I've
you know what, Ham, you won't see it until she, inevitably takes over. Then that's where you're gonna see our Hooves brothers try to denigrate her. So give it time.
Then all the PlayStation podcasts will be talking about her nonstop.
Exactly. I'm so sick of her jean dresses.
I thought the other booty was going to be taken over. There we go.
I mean, considering that we had a guy saying that Halo Infinite and Hi-Fi Rush are not first party, so.
Big shout out to Muppet, the £5 super chat. Sony have nothing left. They don't. Honestly, it feels like they don't have anything left. Like, this was the fucking time to show off what they got coming over the next year, 2 years, and I just feel like this.
Well, they got fair games, Marathon, and that Bubble Soap Splatoon clone.
Most of their gas titles going multi-plat.
That's a lot of. I was going to say that's just a lot of third party. What we heard about the first party things look like a shot at the moon, kind of.
They kind of are, because typically most of those fail.
Fair games, like it. I'm sure that's fun to somebody, but like I seen that Payday is right around the corner, and I'm not that excited. I'm not that excited for that, and I can play that, in Game Pass Day one. I'm sure you're going to be able to play fair game, probably free. It's probably going to be a live service free game, but I don't see myself or many others that I game with at all looking to play a goofy version of Payday.
I mean, what was the most surprise when it comes to the PlayStation Game Showcase was the fact that Xbox decided to actually throw a really big punch at them right after their showcase.
That's what they need to be doing.
They were saying this is coming to the Xbox. Like, it was the same punch. I think it was the same effect of, oh my god, you didn't do that. Just like PlayStation once said, here's how you borrow your games from PlayStation.
This is how you share games.
Like, here's how you share. Like, thanks. And like that's the punch. That's what ends the fights.
I tell you what, it's amazing how fast like the media's changed, because it went from Redfall's a disaster, all hope lies on Starfield, and then PlayStation had that shit showcase, and then the Summer Snooze Fest had that shit showcase, and then Xbox came out and was like just fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I even saw we need Xbox to save us for the showcases. I saw that too. That article listed that.
Yeah,
and they did. And that's the thing that I was so impressed that, people were like, "Oh, temper your expectations." Some people were like, "You got to temper, guys. Don't put your expectations too high." I'm like, man, my expectations are through the roof. I'm not putting my expectations down. I expect a A1 showcase, and they gave us an A1 showcase. We should demand something like this always, in my opinion. And credit to them for delivering. Just credit for them for everything, from the pacing, like we pointed out, Reddit, to delivering games the way we want to see them. To Matt Booty, by the way, who many of us, even in myself included, were like doubting, like, what is he doing back there? Why aren't we getting these games?
Why does he exist?
Yeah, Matt Duty.
Exactly. But credit to Matt Booty, because he actually had been back there doing real work, and we're starting to see that now. So listen. By the way, you mentioned Redditors about. Oh, not Redditors. It was Ghostbusters. You mentioned that we had more the previous showcase. I do understand that, but we didn't have as many stellar high-end.
Oh no, I agree. I agree in that sense. I agree. Like, to be fair though, the extended showcase, we'd normally get that idea Xbox Blitz in the middle, and they didn't do that. Right. Then they showed 10 of them off at the extended. So my complaints. Yeah. It's literally just, for me, I feel like those 10 could have been shoved in that showcase, and it would have been like amazing with the indie in the middle, and they didn't do that. I still think it's an A show, but I think it could have just been that much
a little bit much better.
Just for something that they clearly had on hand. But according to our watchers and in the chat, 69% of you said an A, 23% said B, and 7% said D.
That must have been from our Hooved brothers.
Yeah, he just died. Ash just died. So yeah,
it was so amazing. He broke his computer.
It was so amazing. Like
Ash's brain is broke because he's realised there's 1% missing in the poll.
That's it.
Put
Yeah,
this is D above C though. Come on now.
That'll be like. I don't think there's anyone can say that was a D unless you are a fanboy.
You have to be like brain damaged to call that a D.
Looking at
we got some fanboys in the chat.
Of people think it's an A or a B, which for Xbox is good because normally it's a B or a C or a C or a D.
Yeah.
So
they can't even rely on nothing really for me, because the thing about Xbox is which is so stellar that PlayStation is failing from a standpoint is the diversity. You have so much diversity in Xbox first party, and just in offerings from third party that they bring in, or second party now with contraband, whatever, is that you can't be like, oh, they don't have anything I want. Yes, they do. You just don't like Xbox. Let's just be honest. Well, that's all it is.
That's a big reason why they talked about Sea of Thieves and Fallout 76 and all this other stuff, and then the smaller titles. Well,
it was him who did it. It was you.
Actually,
that explains it. Sega Saturn
Actually, Ash, you should have done the poll. Like, okay, vote which score you are going to be giving to the Xbox Game Showcase, and then it's just A. That's the only option.
No, because I can see why people would vote it a B. It wasn't perfect, but compared to what we've been getting, it's fantastic. But I would say it's a B to A sort of showcase. It didn't show everything. There was a lot of classic IPs that we've been waiting on for a long time that weren't shown. There's a lot of games they've very early announced a few years ago, Everwild, etc. We've not seen any more for. Hellblade didn't have any sort of meaningful game. It had gameplay. It was a whole gameplay clip, but it wasn't anything of substance. It was just like a cutscene, really. It's still great. It still looks good. I can see why people may be annoyed about that.
No, but
we still had Fallout 76 and Elder Scrolls Online content shoved in.
But I'm so glad that they didn't decide to show up a bunch of brand new IPs like they did in 2020, 2021, and it's just CGI, and it's the first review, and we are not going to have any gameplay or release.
I would be fine if they did that, but with just like the logo and said this is like Marvel do. They're like, this is 5 years from now. Boom, boom, boom.
No, but at least they give a release date. At least they give a release date. Xbox for Avowed, State of Decay, Everwild.
They've pushed all the Marvel films. Like literally every Marvel film's just got a massive, hefty delay, and no one's complaining like gamers. It's just you entitled.
Nobody cares about Marvel anymore.
I don't mind CGI trailers like that, Like, it doesn't really bother me as much as like it
I don't mind a CGI for an early release announcement, but like that heist game, I was like, well, what is it? I don't know what. Like, if it's a well-known IP like Halo and stuff, slap some CGI on there. That's that Halo 3 one where it's like the statue and stuff is some of the best sort of non-gameplay trailers you can find. But look, Muppet's calling you out now, Daz, in chat. But we're going to run out of time at this rate, so I do just want to quickly, should we just literally blitz a couple of these semi-important, I say semi-important, but the more interesting news articles?
Blitz it.
Do you want me to go through them?
So Phil Spencer has said that a mid-gen upgrade is not a priority. I agree. I think the Xbox
we don't need one.
Still has
are they going for 24 teraflops now? God damn it.
They only announced today they're sacking off last gen. They announced today they now have no games in development for the old Xbox One.
Yes.
Yeah. Good. It's about time.
R.I.P. Fimber's sat there crying
I'm so sorry, Fimber.
Ubisoft's free-to-play FPS X Defiant will launch this summer. Didn't actually get a date, so it's just launching this summer.
We don't care.
120 SPS, 4
When I
Starfield.
said run through these chats, like these important things, I meant like the interesting Xbox ones, not.
Oh yeah,
Seriously?
An ABK topic is a fucking interest now?
Yes!
I haven't said out about ABK.
So the FTC has filed a temporary restraining order, which has actually been granted since I typed this topic up, to block the Microsoft ABK acquisition. And although that sounds shit, it's actually quite a good thing in it, because it now means it's going to court. It's going to move ahead.
It's getting faster. To the end of it.
I think they've said it's like a 4 or 5 day trial now. There's like a 4 or 5 day sort of trial now. Been expedited to the end of June, so they'll know by the end of this month whether it can go ahead or not with the FTC.
End of next week,
still
isn't
the
it?
CMA that's going to kick up a fuss, because that's what we do.
I'm just imagining Xbox lawyers. Oh, you just fell for my trap card.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, the FTC, they're tripping over themselves anyway. This is how you know that they're just saying whatever.
Yeah.
Well, they were like, "Oh, we need to delay it until whatever." But then they also mentioned, though, to the judge, well, even if Microsoft wanted to do this and go over our heads and file, to acquire them, they were blocked by the British, UK, blah, blah, blah. So then why are you all denying to be in a rush then? Why does it have to be delayed? But then you're saying they've already been blocked by them. Then why are you guys even filing an injunction then? Won't they be stopped? So it's desperation, but it is in favor of Microsoft.
But it's actually from both FTC and CMI. I don't know what it is.
I think
a British regulator. Both of them are quite desperate because you just see the way that, from what I heard from the British regulator, in court at courts, while the Microsoft lawyers were confident and steady through all the entire session, they were stuttering. Why are you stuttering if you are so confident that you can block this deal?
Yeah, the CMA got fucking destroyed at that hearing as well, didn't they?
I got a theory. I have a theory about that.
By the MPs.
I have a theory about that, Redders. I think that it was part of the stall tactic, and because that guy, they said, had 2 days of knowledge. It's like, why in the world would you send a guy with 2 days of knowledge of the case into that? But then to say he was woefully unprepared and we need more time. You see what I mean? I think it was a stalling tactic all around. Personally.
I loved that the CMA tried to say we need 2, 3, or 6 months to prepare our resource to battle.
They gave Microsoft 4
and
weeks.
Microsoft, and the Microsoft lawyer said we had 4 weeks. Deal with it, God damn it.
Yeah,
exactly.
I honestly think that it's going to come to light that there was collusion between the FTC and the CMA, and then it's going to get passed.
That's what it looks like.
What's going to happen?
And by the way, Redders, that popped up. They had 26 different conferences and talking point. They talked with each other 20 some odd times. I think it said it was mentioned.
But
which is not
as well, wasn't it?
Which isn't apparently that's normal. Apparently, just to put it out there too, to be fair. But still, though, that's all those talks, and you're telling us that you didn't have Lena Khan, leaning into you saying, hey, I don't know. It just seems odd to me personally.
And Bobby Kotick came out shortly after the CMA's decision and said that, the CMA was in Washington having conversations with Nina Khan, in the days before the decision.
He sure did. That could have been libelous. Could he have been sued for that? If I'm wondering, couldn't that have been something that? Yeah, it seems like something that could be legally taken against him for that.
But then when the CMA were getting quizzed by the MPs here, they wouldn't say whether they were having conversations with the FTC or not. So
she said that they had none during the second phase because the waiver had been withdrawn by Microsoft and ABK to allow them. And then it came out they'd had 27 meetings during the second phase. So we already know they were meeting when they shouldn't. And they said, we were just having general conversations, nothing detailed, 27 times. As happens. But yeah, the MPs here.
Could you blot this so we can have a chance in court? Yeah, certainly. That's the kind of conversations they're having 27 times.
But the MPs in these meetings are being more brutal on the CMA than actually Microsoft's lawyers. You can tell the government wants it to go through, so it's going to end up being overruled anyway.
The government's going to step in and change the way that the CMA handle it, aren't they? But I don't know if they're going to fucking do that. Luke Steele's more aware of that kind of shit than. than I am.
Sunak will when he needs a headline grabber. He's keeping it in his pocket. Bad news day. He'll whip that out.
It's going to be on the next fucking Tory campaign, isn't it? Vote for us, and we'll see that the CMA allow the deal.
We'll get you your games on Game Pass day one.
That'll attract the younger audience. But yeah, I think it's going to turn out that there's collusion, and I think that we're going to be made to look like such fucking idiots, and then we'll just end up like backing down. Honestly,
that ship has sailed. That ship sailed a long time ago.
Yeah.
Where's my brother Luke at right now? He needs to step up in here and talk on it. Now, we'll be here all day because that's a lot of explaining that Luke is so good at that, by the way. Shout out to Luke Lore. Excuse me, Luke Lore. I'm sorry, Luke, still. We just had Luke Lore on Boom's podcast of the day, so he's in my head. But Luke Steele, who was on my podcast, by the way, excellent, just knows all the knowledge. And I defer to him on these types of things. But yeah.
I risk it just to a Tory is a Conservative member, just to fill you in.
We'll vote it. We'll throw them in with the scum as well.
Yeah, you're normally referred to as scum, dickheads, the bane of the UK.
BMG.
Yeah.
He's gone now. I can slate him. It's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it'll go through eventually. I think they're going to be made to look so fucking stupid, and I think there's going to be collusion proved that they'll have no option but to back down. But yeah, so that's pretty much that. What else have we got? Skull and Bones getting a closed beta. That's an old fucking topic, and that's not happening now. It's not coming to
no, we've done that
consoles anyway. Embracer Group announces a restructure program. This is a bit of a sad one because they're going to be closing studios and shit and moving shit around. I think, it's not good.
Gonna haul that Lord of the Rings out, aren't they? That's what they said. We're gonna pull down Lord of the Rings pants, and we're gonna let it be shafted as much as GTA 5 was shafted by Rockstar. We're gonna every one of their brothers gonna have a game. There's gonna be games of every single kind. Gollum's getting 6 sequels because why the hell not? Do you know what I mean?
Should
have 25 MMOs. But the word they used a really terrible word. I can't remember what it was now. It was
whoring.
Like whoring, yeah. But it's basically they said, we've bought all these studios, a lot of them were shit, and now we've realized actually a lot of these are shit. So luckily we bought Lord of the Rings, so we're going to use that to prop up our business going forward now.
And they put a lot of eggs in Saints Row basket, and that flopped.
I think you'll find a lot of studios are going to get shut down. A lot of studios are going to get merged or shrunk. You're going to see
they've already merged being cancelled. Haven't they? They've merged Volition already. Haven't they?
No, they're just part of Gearbox now and being watched under Gearbox. But expect a lot of these indie studios they picked up to go. Expect a load of other stuff. Probably Limited Run Games. I think they're owned by them now. Limited Run Games are probably going to put about 1,600 different versions out now. They're not going to be limited anymore. They'll be limited to like 20 million copies so they can get the money back. It's not good. It just shows you that if you go about acquisitions in the wrong way, it can massively backfire, and that's what's happened here. Despite them buying Square Enix's like Western developers and then selling all the rights to Amazon and stuff, and getting Lord of the Rings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Some of Embracer's stuff are doing great, and some of them are going to continue as is. I was reading something, I heard something, and something that's in progress right now isn't going to change at all. I think Crystal Dynamics have come out and said nothing's changing. It's like, yeah, because you've got that big bag of Amazon and big bag of Xbox money for Crystal Dynamics. So it sucks. It sucks for all these people that are now going to lose jobs because some bigwig at the top wants to make more money, and that's literally it. They could probably but who bases their entire sort of financial forecast and plans on a spoken deal?
Agreement.
Yeah, on a verbal agreement. You get what you get. If you're that thick, you shouldn't be a CEO, head of a company. Do you know what I mean?
right.
What's that about?
Capitalism. That's how the whole thing is
To be
founded.
fair,
You say,
like-
next year, I think we will do this. And then people go, that sounds good. And they buy lots of shares ready for their money. And the money doesn't come. So then they sack everyone. So they got more money to pay you because they're not paying wages to make up
That's
for
it,
it.
yeah. Their end of the line, their end of year looks amazing. Because like, look at this profit we're going to make. It's like, yeah, that's only because you've literally fired everyone literally a month ago.
In my opinion, I think this is their kind of plan a little bit when it comes to getting all of this stuff. I mean, you acquire all of this intellectual property, and sure, the studios and stuff are coming with it. But then when you choose to trim the fat, it's going to look bad.
Yeah.
But that's probably the plan the entire time. Because if you look, it's not the same as PlayStation or Xbox when they acquire stuff. They acquire stuff and like just kind of distribute it to whatever, to where Xbox were like, oh crap, they acquired Activision or they acquired this. Like, we are looking for immediate returns out of those products in where when we hear, oh, Tencent got this or Embracer Group got that, we're like, okay, but then it's like in the back of our mind because we're not expecting anything out of these guys with this acquisition. So like just the direction of it, it seems like this was more purposeful than it's like an accident. I think it's more or less drawn out to look like oops, we're having issues, but I feel like this.
It still sucks though for anyone who's going to lose the job. And
that's 100. That goes without saying.
You're buying 10 studios at once, like it's we just bought a load.
It's fucking stupid.
I mean, how do you oops on $2 billion claiming that it's part of your company's value?
They can oops on it when it's not coming out of their pocket. That's how they oops. When it comes out of investors' pockets, they don't really give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Just to agree with what Riskit was saying, Embracer Focus is fucking killing it at the moment. They've got a lot of great games lined up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not saying all of their stuff is shit or anything like that. I'm just saying they're going to be. They've literally. There's a whole post about it, like an official post. You can read it and stuff. It's just crazy. So it does suck because I like a lot of the developers and the stuff that Embracer own, and like I say, I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and they now have the like publishing rights to like movies and films and games and TV, and that makes me worried.
Wait a minute, are you telling me the Embracer Group is responsible for Gollum?
Well, no, because they bought them. Unless they pump that Gollum game out in like a year, but they are now responsible for everything that comes out.
I gotta be honest, at least the new Lord of the Rings game, it is with something that makes sense for it to have a game, like the dwarves reclaiming Moria. Like, it's much better.
Oh, that one makes sense.
Like, it's much better than like, we are going to make a game of everybody's favorite character.
I don't understand why we never got a Shadow of War or Shadow of Mordor.
Should have made a battle pass.
Shadow of Gollum, like, god damn it.
What he said was, so the Embracer's interim executive said, we own Lord of the Rings and we know we need to be exploiting, that's the word I was thinking of, Lord of the Rings in a very significant fashion and turning it into one of the biggest gaming franchises in the world.
Capitalizing. That's what they should have said. We should be capitalizing on.
Yeah,
not exploiting.
I mean that it gives the meaning like
we're gonna milk this shit for all it's worth.
Yeah, it's that like the interpretation is like we're going to make as many shitty games as possible until one of them becomes a hit.
Well, Warner Brothers just came out with their update, didn't they, as well? And they've said they're speaking to Peter Jackson about how to potentially do new films in the Lord of the Rings universe. So I think we might finally see like Similarians and stuff like that where they didn't have the rights before. I feel like now Embracer own the movie rights. They'll just give out. Whatever.
I mean, anything better than the Rings of Power, I am.
There's nothing wrong with the Rings of Power. Rings of Power is a good show. Great show.
It's boring as
It's not boring.
The movies are fucking dated now, though, aren't they? Jesus. They
No,
they're
the movies
amazing,
are
bro.
amazing.
What?
The movies are
What
I
is
amazing.
think
this
the
bullshit?
Hobbit movies are worse. They looked old the moment they come out. They were shit.
No, the
Yeah,
movies
but
are
you're Welsh, so
amazing.
you're just. It doesn't mean
You're
anything.
Welsh.
Yeah, I like the original Lord of the Rings trilogy. It's in New Zealand. It looks like home.
At the end of the day, the animated Lord of the Rings and Hobbits were the best thing ever.
Yes.
Can't,
remember
can't
watching the
find
original
better
one.
use of a full day than watching all the Lord of the Rings.
We're
Seriously,
we're gonna get Lord of the Rings
Jenna-
version of Marvel
Jenna-
Snap next, aren't we?
Oh
That's
yeah,
it.
we are. We are.
It'll be by
Oh.
that mobile developer who's working with Forza. It'll call it Smash Lord of the Rings.
If the RTS does gain a good fan base, though, you could see Battle for Miller 1 and 2 come back.
I
Or-
honestly think now
like
Thingy
them.
owned them that they would work with EA and do them a deal to re-release all the old.
Mhm.
There's
Because
a lot
like,
of cool shit you can do with Lord of the Rings, though. That's the thing. Like,
yeah, but
Yeah.
they've already got amazing games, but they're not on modern
War in the-
consoles.
War in the North. Like,
Yeah.
just make a sequel to that game.
give us a fucking single player RPG, not fucking first person. Give us a third person single player RPG set in the Lord of the Rings universe.
I want a Lord of the Rings VR potato cooking game, and you just play as Sam and you cook potatoes in a pot. Make it happen. There you go. I'll give you that Embracer for free to keep
Hobbits.
someone in a job.
Hobbit Simulator.
Crossfire Middle Earth in VR.
That's it, yeah.
Crossfire.
The world's crying out for it.
It's like Fortnite.
This shit, aren't
It's
they?
like Fortnite. It's just Fortnite. Free for all battle royale game. You're all hobbits, and you've all got to run and get to the ring in the Mount Doom first. And it's firing lava out, and then that's getting closer and closer to you.
and
sort
you're only
of.
allowed to walk. You're not allowed to run. You've got to walk
Yeah.
it.
And then
I'd play it.
the power ups are the
Damn right you would.
eagles that carry you.
Is it home time? Is it bedtime? Yeah, are we done?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we're going to call it a night there because I've been going on for quite a while now. But massive thank you to Umbra and Han Solo for coming on, and Matt back from the dead for joining us tonight. It's been great having you guys here. It's been awesome catching up with our former brethren, the Jinner, and also Fabio. It's great to have you guys on the show again.
I'm not,
Yeah, tonight's show's been banging, guys.
are
Thanks
we
for being a
former?
part
Are
of
we
it.
former? Are you sure that we can be considered
Jinner's
as
former, because Jinner
Ah,
fucked off and pulled all his content from his channel. Dirty
we
Welsh
did.
bastard.
As long as Fabio doesn't get rights, I'm happy. That's all about.
I just wanna say. I just wanna put. If Gina is not a part of it anymore, I just wanna say I never liked you since the day one that you joined.
Damn.
I didn't like you before I knew you kid.
You know, I thought at first it said anti-fable rights activist, and I'm like, wait a minute. I looked closer. I'm like, oh, like what does he got against Fable? And I'm like, oh, it's Fabio.
Great to see you, man. Really great
Like, oh, it's
to see you,
Fabio. Yeah,
Gina.
that's understandable.
I really miss recording with Gina. It's been a long time, mate.
Yeah, I'll try when I'm not working every few weeks. I'll try get on. It's just
Awesome.
it's
Yeah.
Go
difficult.
through Sentinel.
difficult.
You have to
Yeah,
lodge
apparently
a
I'm not in
request
control
through
of guests
Sentinel.
anymore. Sentinel's now taken over as
Yeah.
In fairness, the
talent
quality of guests,
relations.
the quality of guests have gone up since he's taken over. So
Well, of course they have. Yep.
Oh, shout out!
Yeah,
Shout out
just,
to everyone
yeah,
that's been
well,
in the
don't
chat.
be nasty
Who
to
was
Reddit
this?
for just getting his actual friends on. It's not his fault that his friends are.
You know, my friends, they were good, respectable podcast people.
I was going to say
Great
shout out to
research.
Riskin, who, by the way, was featured in the what was it, the Fan Fest? Like they did like a
Yeah.
filming situation
Yeah.
where,
Yeah.
where they what is it? I guess they filmed several like Xbox fans during it, and it's an interview. I guess it's on Instagram or something like that. Let me see if I can find it really, really quick. Yeah, he said.
Nothing wants to know if you're lactose intolerant.
just waiting for the punchline. I am not lactose intolerant.
He's just ginger.
It's just
yeah. He said he made the cut Xbox Fan Fest. So it's an Instagram story for it, and it just features him and whomever else, like what other fan they may have interviewed during his time out in LA. Man, by the way, this would have been the perfect time to actually travel out there this time, right?
Next time, Phil needs to let us know it's going to be good in advance and tell us.
Yeah, exactly. This is going to be an A1 show. Come out here.
Because we'll all go next year. It's been so good this year. We'll all go, and it'll be a proper disappointment.
I'm still just like remembering Ash's comment. Like he's not lactose intolerant. He's just ginger. Like what?
Fabio delivers the milk from Muppet.
The milkman cometh.
The milkman
As always.
Chapter 4 coming to our.
Now I need Psychonauts 3 now since you said that.
I mean, that's the name of my ship.
I thought that was going to get shown off, to be fair, because they teased it, didn't they? I thought that was going to get shown off.
Did they tease
What,
it?
Psychonauts?
Or did you just fall for some clever marketing?
No, they put a thing up just before. They showed all their games come into Game Pass, and then they put 2 with a question mark and a bubble showing there was going to be 2 more games coming, and then disappeared.
Yeah, I just want to give a big shout out to everybody that's been in chat. Risk It. We got Luke Steele. We got V2 Timmy. We've had Muppet and Muppet with the super chat as well. Thank you again, my dude. We got Paul AFC for becoming a channel member. Thank you so much, dude. We've had a couple of other people as well. I mean, let me just go through. Fucking hell, this chat's been on fire tonight. We have had. Actually, I think that might be it. Oh no, wait, there was one. Oh, we had. I keep getting his name wrong. And I feel like a twat for getting his name wrong. It's 108 Dragons TV. I don't know why, because I read it as 1080. I read it as 1080 Dragons. Like, so I don't know why. But yeah, we've had. Who else have we had? Fucking hell, we had someone else earlier.
We had someone called Ali for like.
Oh, Charlie Hustle was here for a bit. Charlie was a guest on the show a couple of weeks ago. Very good show that was. So make sure you check out him. Who else have we had on? Fuck. Who we just lost?
Jinner, he's just said he's got to go for a poo.
Fucking Jinner.
Yeah, he'll for
Jesus.
But yeah,
I'll shame him. He put it in private
we have
chat.
Ali here as well, which is nice.
He was prairie dogging. Sorry, guys.
Wondering Dutch was here too earlier as well. So thanks, guys, for tuning in. We really do appreciate you turning up and getting involved in chat. It makes it a lot more fun for us. But yeah, it's been a great show again tonight. Big shout out to Infinite Umbra and Ham Solo for coming on and being guests. If you guys want to just take a couple of minutes to say where we can find you and stuff and all that fun stuff, I'll let you guys take that away.
No, absolutely. Ham, did you want to go first or?
Sure. Yeah, you can find me, HamSolo05 Gaming, either on Twitter at that, or you can find me on my YouTube channel, TSWS Gaming. I got an interview later on this evening with Sean K. the King. And then next week, I got Hip Hop Gamer coming through. I do Behind Them Sticks every Thursday with different individuals throughout gaming all over the world. But I do shows Tuesday through Friday on that. Or actually, pretty much Monday through Friday, because me and K Mega recently just started the show on Monday. So
nice.
I'm always working, always doing stuff. Come check me out. Working our way to 1,000 subscribers. Even though they changed some stuff, I'm still working to. Yeah, I'm still working to grow.
Yeah, you still have to hit 1,000 to get like standard monetizations, but they do like monetization light for less now.
That's pretty cool. I like that they're doing that. 500.
Wish they'd done it a year ago though.
Yeah. But you still need a certain amount of watch hours, right, to do it as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think you need like 4,000 watch hours or something like that.
I know that's for the standard. What about the new reduced one? Do you still need like 4,000 for the reduced one, or?
I'd assume so. But I don't know. Because from what I knew before this is you just had to have 2 out of 3 things.
I see.
I can't even tell you because on ours it just says we've hit it and it won't show us what the numbers are or anything like that. So I apologize.
No, it's all good. Hey, but first I want to apologize for getting here a little bit late to you guys.
That's all good, mate. No worries.
Yeah, and I know we kind of, knowing the show notes, we kind of took it back to the showcase, general direction, because it's just fresh on everybody's mind. So we kind of deviated, but I think it led to a good discussion regardless. And also, we didn't do the thing we did the last time I was here, where we did like the guess what game this is.
20 questions.
Yeah, I like that.
BMG's territory.
I liked it because I won too. I guess that's probably why I liked it so much. But guys, thank you for having me. Honestly, it's always a pleasure to talk with real people, good people, and gamers. You know what I mean. So much love to you all. Thank you all for having me. Gotta have you guys come to my podcast soon enough. Tonight, speaking of my podcast, The Fix. I almost said Xbox Infinite. Xbox Infinite is tomorrow, and we'll have a guest, Garuda Intruder, on that one. That would be a good one. It's our return back. But tonight, it's crazy good show. I just put my link in the chat there. If you all would subscribe to it, brother, I would appreciate it. We have some super duper high-end guests coming on tonight, guys. We got I have Dealer, I have Rand, I have Everborn Saga, and I have Dirk Griggity all coming through tonight. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about this showcase again. I can't get it out of my mind, and it's the hottest thing right now. It's something you have to touch on. And I'm trying to keep it, man, within 2 hours, under 2 hours if possible. But that's 6 of us total, so good luck to me. But yeah, come through tonight and support us and subscribe if you're liking what you heard here from myself, and I hope you come through and give me a chance over there to see if my hosting abilities are up to Redder standard and such, at least close to.
I have standards.
Absolutely. No, I think you did
very low.
Yep. And you guys can find me on Twitter, of course, Infinite Umbra or Umbra Infinite. You'll find me either way. And see you guys later. Yep.
Back from the dead. Where can we find you, sir? Sorry, I completely forgot you a fucking second ago.
Oh, you're fine.
What a host! Wow. I'm sorry if you were here. Like he's been here for 2 hours, and
I'll tell you what. My glasses are not working anymore, so I can't see
you got too many people on here. That's all.
I'm impressed that he hasn't forgot your name. Actually,
to be fair, there wasn't supposed to be this many. We just kept adding them just to wind him up.
Yeah.
But I wasn't supposed to be here. Fabio wasn't, and I invited Fabio because we thought it would be funny earlier.
I told Ash, I said, "Hey man, you should come on. We have tons of people on today. Just come on."
Yeah, but you can find me on Twitch where I live stream, YouTube where I put my edited content out. I'm working on a review for Diablo 4 right now, and on Twitter, all at Back from the Dead 1. And you can find me on Xbox and PSN at Back from Dead 1.
Awesome. But yeah, cheers for tuning in and you guys coming and hanging out with us. It's been a fucking banger of a show again tonight. It's been a lot of fun. But yeah, we're gonna call it a night there. We'll be back again. I believe it's Sunday for BMG's Destiny podcast. I don't know if that's going ahead this week because he's fucked off and not told me. And then we got the PSN Party Podcast on Tuesday night at 8:30, is it?
Yes.
Cool. So we'll be back then, and we'll be back again next Thursday.
And I'm going to be streaming possibly tomorrow. I'll be doing the Final Fantasy 16 demo if anyone wants to watch me play that for a couple of hours on PS5. So,
but yeah, cheers for tuning in, guys. And we'll catch you again during the week. Have a good night.
Later, guys.
Hail Satan.
Yeah.